The following program is a special presentation of Cleveland Community College.
Well, it's a beautiful afternoon as we welcome you in live on YouTube and the rebroadcast of C19 TV to Yetis Athletic Park on the campus of Cleveland Community College. We're almost ready for Game 3 as the Cleveland Community College Yetis 17-16, 10-11 in Region 10 play will take on the 19-17 Catawba Valley, Community College Red Hawks, 19-17, and a team that is 11-6. In Region 10 play. Tim Foster, Rob Roop, great to have you along. Rob, I tell you, we got a beautiful afternoon, my friend. Perfect weather here on this first Sunday in April. And, Rob, I thought in those Game 1 wins yesterday from Catawba Valley, it was a 5-2 Game 1 win, a 3-1 Game 2 win. Game 1, of course, the 3-run win for Catawba Valley. I really thought that the game was the tone was set early when the Yetis had those early walks, and it seemed like Catawba Valley took control of the series, and that kind of went on through the afternoon. You agree?
Yeah, they were able to put runs on the board without via the base hit in those first couple runs, and once you got that lead, it just kind of felt like it took a lot of the momentum away from the Yetis, and they just never could find their footing.
Well, we're going to go on to the field, and we're going to observe our national anthem as we get ready for today's first pitch. National anthem at Yetis Athletic Park. Getting ready for Game 3 of this 3-game set. Cleveland Community College, the Yetis, and Catawba Valley Community College, the Red Hawks. Rob, we do have some wind that is starting to pick up a little bit.
I'm shocked, Tim Foster. I'm doing a Yetis game and the wind's blowing.
The wind is blowing.
For whatever reason, I bring wind to this park.
No doubt about that. Rob, it'll be Clayton Lanzer, the starting pitcher this afternoon for the Yetis against this Catawba Valley squad who, is 5-0 against the Yetis so far during this 2022 season. When you look back again at yesterday's games, as we talked about, 5-2 win for Catawba Valley. But remember, Rob, the big story in Game 1 is you and Paul Foster had the broadcast of that one. 6 walks for the Yetis in the first 3 innings.
You know, I think when I look out there on the mound today for Lancer, what he has to do is he's got to limit those kind of things. This is a Catawba Valley team that can take advantage of those walks, of those opportunities you give them. You have got to make them earn those runs at the plate. You cannot give them free bases.
And, Rob, in Game 2 yesterday afternoon, Andy Foster and Guy Suttle had the call of that one, that 3-1 victory. Rob, it was a game where Yetis missed opportunities. They had some pass balls, but they left runners on base. And, again, it's been the little things. Remember, the Yetis had an 8-game home winning streak here at Yetis Athletic Park until Catawba Valley came in yesterday and won 2, but you don't want to get swept on your home field.
Prime example, those 2 games yesterday, baseball is literally a game of inches. And that's what happened for this Yeti team. When you look on the offensive side of things, they've got to find that timely hit today when they get those runners on base.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Well, we talked about it. Clayton Lanzer, the starting pitcher from Forest Hills, North Carolina, 6'3", 170-pounder. You see a good shot of Clayton as he gets ready to handle the starting pitching duties for The Yetis and the top three to lead off here in the top half of the first for Catawba Valley will be Walker Waters, followed by number 22, that's Zach Somerville, and it will be followed third this inning, Graham Dalton. And so leading off this afternoon for Game 3, it will be Walker Waters, the Forest City, North Carolina native, East Rutherford High School graduate. As we get ready to go, and great to have you along live on YouTube, just go to youtube.com and search ClevelandCC, or you can also go through our C19 TV page to find that. And we're underway. First pitch from Lancer is a little bit high, and 1-0 count to Walker. And Rob Walker was solid yesterday in those first two games.
Yeah, and that's how he got it, was able to get on base, was via the walk. So he did exactly what you want to have out of a leadoff man.
Walker Waters, the 1-0 pitch coming to him, and it's low, 2-0. And Rob made a good point. Walks really hurt the Yetis. I think, Rob, in both those games combined, they walked somewhere between 10 to 12 Red Hawk batters yesterday.
Yeah, hard to win a game with giving them those kind of bases.
Swing and a miss. Good pitch, 2-1.
Yeah, pulled the string on a little bit. Had Walker Waters really out in front of that pitch.
Rob, we were talking with Athletic Director Chris Nanny. Both these teams right now would be in the playoffs if it started next weekend. So this is a big game here in Game 3 this afternoon. The 2-1 is outside, 3-1 now to Walker Waters, the 5'10", 180-pound freshman, as we mentioned, from Forest City. And here is Lancer's 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Well, actually, that must have been it's in there. Yeah, sorry about that, Rob. That was a 2-2 pitch.
Yeah, he called one. I don't think me or you either one.
Yeah, I didn't see the movement there, but it's early in the broadcast. But one out here in the top of the first, and that will bring to the plate Zach Somerville, the North Gaston product, Gastonia, North Carolina native, a 6'1", 200-pounder. A left-handed batter. And here's the first pitch to Somerville, and it's in there for a strike. Rob, we talked about getting off to good starts, and that didn't happen in either game for the Yetis as well yesterday. Right. There's Lancer's 0-1 pitch outside, 1-1. Gorgeous afternoon. Temperatures expected to get up into the upper 60s, low 70s. Beautiful blue sky here at Cleveland Community College, and great to have you along. That next pitch is in there, 1-2. Good pitch that time, hit the corner. As we mentioned, the Yetis coming in 17-16, 10-11 in Region 10 play into this game this afternoon. And that next pitch fouled off. Keeps it a 1-2 count. Tim Foster, Rob Roop, and big thanks to our whole crew. Of course, Greg Tillman, producer, director in the truck. Danny Morton this afternoon. Randy Evans, Ben Swafford. Fouled off, staying alive is Somerville. Rob, you think about North Gaston High School. That's a great baseball program.
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Game 3 of this 3-game set this afternoon. The Red Hawks won games 1 and 2 yesterday afternoon. Swing and a miss, and another strikeout. So, Rob, certainly so far, first couple batters, great start for Clayton Lancer.
Yeah, back-to-back strikeouts to start this game. So, again, one thing so important as a starting pitcher, work ahead in the count.
Here's Graham Dalton with 2 down. Chatham, Virginia native, 6'2", or 6 foot, 220-pound sophomore with 2 down. First pitch is a little bit high to Dalton.
Graham Dalton yesterday in Game 1 was able to get on, came around to score in Game 1, had a couple hits in Game 2.
Rob, watching that game, here's the next pitch, and it's going to be popped up, and we'll talk about that. Let's see the Yetis. This could be a tough play out in center, but center fielder makes it. And the 1-2-3 inning, good start for the Yetis, half an inning in the book. And no scores. The Yetis will come to bat. And, Rob, I was just going to mention, as you see our score, Yetis gave up a couple of runs, and they had not given up a hit through the first couple of innings. That was the frustrating thing, I think.
Yeah, exactly right. Again, you felt like you were in pretty good shape, and then you had this Catawba Valley team able to scratch a couple runs across. And again, it shows that, you can win or lose a baseball game in literally every facet of the game.
And those pass balls were huge.
Yes, absolutely.
They really were. Well, we want to congratulate the winners of yesterday's Yeti Athletics raffle, sponsored by Safety Test. And the DeWalt Flex Volt chainsaw was won by Scott Houck. Congratulations to Scott. And also the winner of the steel electric blower was Marjorie Nannies. And congratulations to these winners. And again, a big thank you to Safety Test for donating those items. And Rob, as we head into April, those are some good items to have because as you can see on this field, you can see in a lot of yards, it is grass cutting and blowing season, my friend.
Yes, it is. So what a fitting prize to win right here at the 1st of April to help you with all those yard needs.
Well, you're seeing a good shot. You just saw Bryson Hammer, the left-handed pitcher, and Rob, talking to a lot of people, he is the ace of this Catawba Valley Community College squad as far as a big-time pitcher, and I think several scouts here to see him this afternoon.
I was about to say, Tim, whenever you find out there's Major League scouts in the audience, you know that they're out there to watch a guy that can be pretty special.
And if you're the Yetis, how do you approach that, Rob? You've lost the first two in this series. What's the mentality for your batters coming into this afternoon?
I think it starts with base runners. I mentioned yesterday one thing we saw with the Yetis, they needed to get that first hit. So today I think in this game, start getting those base runners, maybe put that defense, put them in a little bit of work to have to make a play. So try to get those guys on base. Like I say, let's get some Yetis in the woods so we can chase them home.
No doubt about that. It'll be Kel Sneathan to lead off, followed by Tyler Casiato and Darian Munoz, the 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the first. Just underway. Great to have you along live on YouTube this afternoon. No score, a quick 1-2-3 inning as the Yetis got Catawba Valley out quickly. And here's Kel Sneathan. There's Hammer on the mound. A good shot of him, the lefty. Bryson Hammer, Stony Point, North Carolina. First pitch is a little bit outside. Rob, he played his high school ball at Alexander Central High School, another great
program.
Yeah, program in the 3A ranks. I think they're 3A, maybe they're 4A now.
4A now, yes.
Next pitch is low, and 2-0 quickly to Sneathan. Kale had a couple of good games yesterday, Rob, but unfortunately he left on base a couple of times
exactly.
also.
Yeah, he was getting on as your leadoff man, but you got to get him around.
Yeti's 8-5 this season at Yeti Athletics Park. Next pitch is a beauty in there, and it's 2-1. Fastball from Hammer to Kel Sneathan. Yetis in their black jerseys today, the green numerals or blue numerals, and that pitch is in there 2-2.
Tell you what, a good-looking fastball from Hammer.
It was. Blue numerals and the green trim. So 2-2 pitch coming from Bryson Hammer. And there's a hard hit ball in the gap. Here's the throw. This is going to be a close play, and it's nowhere close, Rob. He would have really had the way the shortstop had to stretch, Rob. It would have taken a heck of a play to get Sneathan.
Yeah, he was so deep in the hole. I just didn't think there was any way he'd be able to make the play. He just turned it loose to get there as fast as possible, but there was no way they were going to get Sneathan.
So a great start here in the bottom of the first for the Yetis, and that'll bring up Tyler Casiato with Sneathan at first. And as Rob mentioned in our pregame just minutes before we started, getting off to a good start is key when you've lost the first two in this series. Sneathan at first. Here's Casiato. And swinging a miss. Good pitch there from Hammer. Two teams, as we mentioned, 4 teams out of the Region 10 West will advance to the tournament, region tournament, Rob, in Morehead City in May. And these two teams right now are in that top 4. Next pitch is low, 1-1. Catawba Valley in their red jerseys and the white numerals, gray pants this afternoon. A lot of folks coming into the park. Just absolutely gorgeous day. Next pitch is high. 2-1. Rob, I like the patience of the Yeti batters so far.
Absolutely. I was sitting there thinking the same thing.
See a good shot of Tyler Casiato, who's had a solid 2022 campaign as the Redhawks catcher working on some equipment. Here's the next pitch coming from Hammer, and he's going to go to first, and Stevens in there safely.
I'm going to tell you what, Tim, it's worth coming to a Yeti game just to hear the chatter out of the Yeti's dugout. Those guys do a great job.
They did. I heard it from both dugouts yesterday, and we get to hear it from our broadcast position. Sneathen's going to go. Here's a throw to second. He'll be in there safe, and so Kel Sneathen in scoring position with nobody out here in the bottom of the first.
I like that, Tim. I like being aggressive out there on the base. Now you got a runner at scoring position with no outs. Big thing here, you've got to get him in. Let's get up early on this Catawba Valley team.
Yeah, we talked about that, a really rough start in game one, and the Yetis just – me and Rob really didn't think recovered well yesterday in that game one or game two. That, of course, was a 7-inning game two yesterday afternoon. Here's the pitch from Hammer. And swing and a miss, and Casiato's going to go out on strikes. Rob, that was just a beautiful pitch and a big out for the Red Hawks here in the bottom of the first.
And that's going to be the key, too. As good of a pitcher as Hammer is, you don't know how many of these opportunities you're going to get. You've got to take advantage when they, present themselves.
So one out. Here's Darian Munoz coming to the plate. Sneathen at second. Yet he's trying to get a run across here in the bottom half of the first. Here's Hammer's pitch, and it gets away. Sneathen will advance the third. Curveball that the catcher could not get a hold of and goes to that backstop. And, Rob, we've seen a lot of those balls do that this weekend, this weekend series.
Yeah, Tim, this inning cannot end now with Sneathen standing at third base.
No doubt about it. Just one out, 1-0 pitch coming to Munoz. And there's a ground ball. This will be a base hit. And a run scores. Even if he would have made the play, Rob, Sneathen was going to get across, and it's a 1-0 Yetis lead. Great start for Cleveland Community College, and, Rob, they did it with patience at the plate and just a good job that time, really right off the bat with Sneathen with your leadoff batter.
Something we did not see yesterday, the timely hit with the guy on base. Now the Yetis are able to get one.
1-0 lead, as you see on your screen. Here's Robert Moya with Munoz at first, just one out still. And the Yetis up early, 1-0 on the Red Hawks. First pitch to Moya's low. Robert Moya, Rob, leads his team in home runs this season. And the ball gets away again, and that's going to move Munoz to second. And, Rob, we've seen Hammer with some control issues here a little bit in the bottom half of the first.
And I tell you, Tim, here's one of the things I think about, too. Hammer out there on the mound. We know as broadcasters there's scouts in the stands.
Yeah.
So you got to believe he knows out there on the mound. So how does that pressure affect a young man?
It's a very good point, Rob, as Moya steps out. Rob, one of the things that I was surprised about when I look at Catawba Valley's 19-17 record, when you watch them, look like a team that certainly should have a little bit better record.
Absolutely.
There should have been a lot of close games. The next pitch is low, and it's 3-0 to Moya. Rob, this is Catawba Valley, the only team in region play to get a victory over Gaston Community College. They won in Gastonia a couple of weeks ago.
Wow.
And that series actually won by 12 runs in that game.
Unbelievable.
So that shows you the ability this team has.
Absolutely.
But now it's a 3-0 count coming to Robert Moyer. Here's Hammer's 3-0 pitch. Runner at second. And Moyer had the green light there. Misses. 3-1 now. There's a good shot again, as we mentioned, of Bryson Hammer, the left-hander from Stony Point, North Carolina. Robert Moya at the plate. Here's a 3-1. It's in there, 3-2, right down the middle. So Yeti's already one across. Runner in scoring position at second, one out. Now the 3-2 pitch will be coming from Hammer.
Big pitch here for both teams.
Certainly is, Rob. The 3-2, and he's in there. Came back from 3-0 down, and Robbie did it with a lot of heat. A couple of fastballs in there. 2 down, and a big strikeout for Hammer, his second of the inning.
Yeah, nothing fancy there. I think he went to his best pitch to get the out, and then the fastball was able to do it.
Here's Kyrus Dawson. Dawson in the top 15 in the country in stolen bases in Division II junior college. And we know, Rob, he can do some damage. A big at bat, 2 outs with the runner in scoring position now. Here is the first pitch from Hammer to Dawson. And it's low. Rob, I thought Catawba Valley did a good job yesterday of keeping Dawson off the bases because we know how dangerous he is when with his speed.
Yeah, once he's out there, he puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
As we mentioned, you see the Yetis in those black jerseys looking great this afternoon. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's high. It's 2-0 now to Dawson. And you'd love to see him get on. Tim Foster, Rob Roop with you from Yetis Athletic Park, Game 3 of this 3-game set. Cleveland Community College and Catawba Valley Community College. The 2-0 pitch coming. And it's in there, 2-1 now to Dawson. Hammer, a great fastball, Rob. We've noticed that right off the bat here in Game 3. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Bryson Hammer. And swing and a miss. 2-2 now to Dawson.
Yeah, just threw that one by Dawson there. And a chance here for Hammer to really limit the inning for the Yetis, just giving up that 1 run.
Trying to get out of this. 2-2 from Dawson. And Dawson fouls it off. Dawson can get on. Mike Huber is on deck for the Yetis. A little bit later on the broadcast, we'll be taking a look at our remaining home Yetis broadcast schedule on YouTube and C19 TV. Here's the 2-2 from Hammer. And swing and a miss, and another strikeout. He gets out, but the Yetis get 1 on the board. We're through an inning, and the Yetis of Cleveland Community College lead the Redhawks of Catawba Valley Community College 1-0. We'll be back after this break for the top of the 2nd inning. You're watching live Yetis baseball on YouTube.
Yeti Baseball is here. Our players are raring to go and swing for the fences. But Yeti Athletics isn't all that's great about Cleveland Community College. We offer a wide variety of programs for students of all ages. We'll help you train for a new job, gain more skills for a promotion, or get a head start on college credits. We know students learn in different ways. That's why we offer online and in-person classes. CCC, we can help you move forward safely. Visit clevelandcc.edu today and go Yetis.
Listen up. Do you have a passion for cooking? A desire to learn more about the craft of professional food preparation? If so, now's a great time to check out Cleveland Community College's brand new Culinary Arts Academy. This exciting 3-month program offers hands-on training for jobs in the food service industry. Across the nation, food service is one of the fastest growing industries. With your training at CCC's Culinary Arts Academy, you can compete for jobs in hotels, restaurants, conference centers, cruise ships, and other settings. Enroll in CCC's program and you'll gain in-depth training in food procedures, preparation, and commercial kitchen operations. Plus, the program includes a special add-on. You'll get your certificate in cardiopulmonary resuscitation or CPR training. You can earn good money too, depending on where you work. Starting salaries range from $20,000 to $50,000. In just 12 weeks, you can be well on your way to gaining the know-how to handle food safely, properly, as a true professional. Now ask yourself, are you ready to start your journey today at CCC?
Welcome back to Yetis Athletic Park. We start the top of the 2nd. Yetis 1-0 lead over the Redhawks. It's Jackie Jimenez, the batter, and he takes first pitch strike from Clayton Lanzer.
Tell you what, Jimenez yesterday was difficult to keep off the bases, to say the least.
He was. He's going to be a big factor today. Here's the next pitch in there. It's high, 1-1 to Jimenez. And you're right, Rob. He certainly was a handful yesterday for the Yetis. From Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Next pitch is inside, 2-1.
And I tell you what, played some pretty slick fielding defense over there at third base, too. again, you talk about kind of the Pablo Sandoval kind of feel with what he was doing at third yesterday.
There's Lanzer's 2-1 pitch, and it's high. And Rob, just like that, it seemed like every time we looked in game 1 or 2 yesterday that Jimenez was on base.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so let's see if Lanzer's in a 3-1 hole here. There's the 3-1 pitch. And it's inside, and just like that, the first base runner of the game for the Red Hawks is Jackie Jimenez. He's at first, and that'll bring up Jack Stevens. Stevens, Rob, the 5'11 sophomore from Lenore, played his high school ball at High Brighton. So Jimenez at first, Stevens at the plate now. That's a tying run at first.
On base 6 times yesterday in those 2 games.
And all of a sudden, Lanzer, Rob, big game yesterday. Lanzer having some control issues to start the top of the second.
And again, Tim, we saw yesterday Catawba Valley, a team that can take advantage of you if you start giving them those free bases.
Next pitch is high, and it's 2-0 all of a sudden. So, Rob, he has thrown 7 pitches, 6 of them balls here to start this top of the second. 2-0 to Stevens. And this is a rocket going out into left field. Left fielder has it. Nice play. Jimenez will trot back to first. Hard hit ball, but nice play and a big out here in the top of the second for the Yetis.
Yeah, good job there. A long out, but it is an out.
And that'll bring Preston Connor to the plate. The 6', 190-pound sophomore from Mount Holly, played at South Point High School, Rob, a great baseball program. Next pitch, first pitch to him is in there for a strike.
I believe his first action I don't believe played yesterday.
Yeah, he did play some in game 2 yesterday, Rob. Or at least I thought he did. Here's a pitch in there, and Jimenez is going to be safe. He's going to go to third as the ball gets into the outfield. And you talking about a guy, Rob, it just makes – every time he's on base, he makes things happen.
He does.
And he's at third base with 1 out. That throw, Rob, was high. Obviously, we're not going to make the play, but you cannot let that ball get in the outfield.
Yeah, the best thing you can do there is try to get that ball knocked down. You were not going to get him at second, and now a great scoring opportunity here for the Red Hawks.
Yeah, I was going to say, of course, when we talk about Rob Connor at South Point Crest, a couple of big baseball games this past week that were great games.
Yeah, great games between those 2 teams.
2 good programs. Next pitch is popped up. Let's see if this stays in play. And it looks like it's going to be – it's dropped. And the runner's going to – yeah.
Nobody covered first.
Nobody covered first. And the runner – nobody
at second.
And the runner's going to be second and third. And the Yetis just completely mental breakdown defensively there, Rob. Should be 2 outs. Runner at third, and that is a killer. All of a sudden, Rob, you go from 2 outs, runner at third, to 1 out, runner second, third, and that could be a play we look back on. It looked like confusion. It looked like the pitcher, first baseman, catcher were all discussing who should pick that up. First baseman looked like he had it, just couldn't bring it in.
Yeah, somebody need to take control of that situation. And then when the second baseman sees that going on, he has got to cover that bag at first so you can make the throw down to first. Because let's be honest, Connor was only halfway down the line when the ball hit the ground.
He was. Somebody's at first there, and he would have been out. But a big error. And Juan Marino at the plate now with 2 runners in scoring position and just 1 out. So a huge play early in this game. And next pitch in at Marino, they really need a strikeout here, Rob.
Yeah, absolutely.
From Clayton Lanzer. Runners, second, third, 1 out, 1-0 Yetis lead, top of the second. Here's the pitch to Marino, and he fouls it off, 1-2.
And I tell you, Tim, it's shaping up like inning 1 in game 1 inning 2. Where they put a run across without the benefit of a hit.
And that's
runners second and third without the benefit of a hit.
There's been a lot of runs scored by Catawba Valley without getting base hits, and that's the frustrating thing for Coach Dawson and the Yetis this weekend. 1-2, just got a piece of that to stay alive. Yeah, the Yetis, and again, anytime, Rob, you see that often when that pop fly in outfield or infield, communication is so key on those plays. It looks routine, but it is never routine.
A guy has got to take charge of that play defensively, let everybody else know he has it so everybody else gets where they need to be.
The 1-2, Moreno stays alive. Get it bat here. for Juan Marino.
And like you said, Tim, if Lancer can get the strikeout here, it would be huge.
Certainly would be. So I mentioned Lancer, starting pitcher for the Yetis. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Marino. And this one's hit hard. And this should be an out, but it'll be easy tag up. Here comes Jimenez to tie it up. Runner throw to third. Runner will advance to third, and it's a 1-1 game on the sac fly. And Rob, the dropped ball, again scored a run when a hit did not occur.
Yep, there you go. There's no hit to be had. A run is across the plate.
And now runner at third with 2 outs, and that's going to bring up Lane Rhodes. 1-1 game now here in the top of the second. Rhodes, the sophomore from Fuquay Varina, and played his high school ball there. 1-1 game, top of the second now, and Rhodes fouls it off. And, Rob, I tell you, in these games that have been, Yetis have been a lot of 1-run, 2-run games this year. A play like that could really change the momentum one way or the other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's the 0-1. It's high, 1-1 now to Rhodes. So remember, still a runner at third in the form of Preston Connor. Pitch to Rhodes. It's in there. 1-2, and this is a big pitch coming to Lane Rhodes. As you see, a good shot there. Runner at third of Preston Connor, the Belmont native, Mount Holly native, I should say.
Yeah, that's going to be important for Lancer to do what Hammer did, limit the damage, get out of here with just the 1 run.
Next pitch is fouled right side over near the Yeti Club area. Rob, we were here very first weekend of the opening of this park, and I kind of think it keeps getting more and more beautiful as we get into springtime.
Absolutely.
1-2's high. It's 2-2 now to Lane Rhodes.
Like I said, Tim, I'm very excited watching the progress made on the new softball facility as it continues to progress.
And good job. Ronald Beaver and his squad have had a good season so far this year. So kudos to Coach Beaver. This one is hit into right field and should be an easy play for Dawson, and it is to end the top of the second. But off that error, Catawba Valley did some damage, got a run across. It's a 1-1 game as we have played an inning and a half of baseball. And as we head to this bottom of the second inning, let's take a look at our upcoming Yeti men's baseball broadcast schedule. And, Rob, we've got some big games coming up in the month of April, and let's check it out. Coming up next, we'll be back with you, Rob, for a huge doubleheader April 13th with the team that right now is in first place in Region 10 in that West. That's Gaston Community College of Rhinos. Talk about that series. That's a huge one.
I tell you what, I'm still amazed at what this Rhino program's doing in their first year, playing great baseball. And, again, the thing that excites me about that series and about what can progress out of these two teams, that is the natural rivalry, the Yetis and the Rhinos. I think it's going to be for years to come. Going to be so exciting.
And you saw Florence Darlington later in the month. Gaston will be back here for one more game, and then we end, Rob, the regular season as far as our at Yetis Athletic Park, our home schedule. As you see our score 1-1 with Wake Tech, a team that the Yetis won 2 out of 3. That series could decide playoff standings on that final weekend of April into the early part of May.
You know, and that's why you want to see as many supporters of the Yetis out here at the park as you can get, because there's some big-time home games coming up. This team has postseason plans. So get out here and make this a difficult place to play for these visiting teams.
Yeah, we mentioned the Yetis 8-5 so far this season at Yetis Athletic Park, and as we get ready for the bottom of the second inning, Rob, if you're the Yetis, you kind of have to forget that mistake that helped certainly the Red Hawks tie this ball game up and get refocused. It was a good top of the first for the Yetis. Let's see if they can continue that on.
Yeah, I think, again, can continue to show that patience we saw. That's what got them that first run in the first inning. Continue here in this game.
We do head to the bottom half of the second. Mike Huber will lead off, followed by Chris DiVerino, and Chanel Baroa will be third here in the bottom half of the second. And there's Bryson Hammer, as we talked about. He did strike out. Did he strike out 3, Rob, in that top of the?
He did. He did strike out 3 batters.
But he did give up a couple of hits and a run. And the first pitch is high and gets away. So 1-0 quickly to Mike Huber. Next pitch in there to Huber. Here's the 1-1 from Hammer, and it's low and gets away. Huber from Pleasant Hills, Pennsylvania. Rob Yetis won 14 games the entire 2021 season, already 17 wins in 2022.
Unbelievable.
Did he go around? He did. First base umpire says he went around. It's 2-2 now to Huber.
Yeah, that's what you want to see out of a new program. Each year you progressively get better, and that's exactly what Coach Dawson and his team's doing.
2-2's outside, so full count now to Mike Huber. Leading off here in the bottom of the second, a 1-1 game. And swing and a miss. There is the fourth strikeout from Hammer. As Huber goes for it, and Rob, we're seeing again that fastball has been very tough to hit.
Yeah, that's his bread and butter. You can tell.
There's Chris DiVerano coming to the plate with one out. First pitch from Hammer is again outside. And Rob Hammer's been an interesting pitcher so far because we've seen a little bit of control issues, but then we've seen him be able to quickly settle down and get that fastball.
When that fastball's in the strike zone,
but if you're
been tough.
Yeah, if you're the Yetis, you hope he continues to maybe have some
right.
control issues. Great pitch there, 1-1 to DiVerino. One pitch is high, 2-1. Great shot there of Chris DiVerino. Two count now to Chris DiVerino. Here's Hammer's 2-2 pitch to DiVerino, and swing and a miss. That is 5 strikeouts now for Hammer. And Rob, we think about in game 2 yesterday, Catawba Valley had 12 strikeouts on the Yetis, already 5 here, and that has been certainly a big aspect of this series as well.
That's it. I mean, if you're missing the baseball, it makes it hard to get those runs across, and right now Hammer is missing bats.
Here's Janelle Baroa swinging a miss, and Rob talking to Chris Nanny and a couple other folks. There were a lot of talk that other than Gaston Community College, the best group of pitchers in this Region 10 was here at Catawba Valley.
Absolutely.
And I think we've seen that this weekend. Next pitch low, 1-1, and that's why every at-bat is so crucial.
Yeah, again, and we saw it yesterday in both those games, when you get opportunities, you've got to get those runs across.
Here's the 1-1, and it's high, 2-1 to Baroa, Janelle Baroa, in that number 8 spot here this afternoon in game 3 of this 3-game set. 2-1 pitch, and it's high, 3-1. Let's see if Baroa, Rob, can get on and maybe get that lineup flipped over.
Yeah, turn the lineup over.
Mason Dugas on deck, the lefty. Bryson Hammer, as we mentioned, from Stony Point, North Carolina. Here's his 3-1 pitch, and it's fouled off. Full count now to Baroa. Again, big thanks to our whole production crew, Greg Tillman, Randy Evans, Justin Roper, Danny Morton, Ben Swafford in the truck, and our whole crew. We've had a lot of folks on this big weekend series on our crew. Andy Foster, Guy Suttle. Here's a ball. Is it going to get down? It's going into center, and diving catch into center field. It is a catch. And what a defensive play to end the inning for Catawba Valley. 2 in the books. We've got a 1-1 game. Cleveland Community College, Catawba Valley Community College. You're watching CCC Yeti Baseball on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV.
I would tell anybody that's interested in getting broadcasting that this is a really exciting field to be in. The possibilities are endless, and every day is different. There's always something new. You're always on your toes. I think the good thing about, a school like Cleveland Community College is they're really good at keeping up with the latest technologies. My experience with the broadcasting program has been everything and more. I've hosted a television show here. I've done radio shows. I've made my own commercials, all kinds of exciting things, digital animation. And I've never thought I'd have a career in news that I enjoy. It's just really exciting to, have a career where you're in control of what 2 million people in the area are watching every night. It's really exciting and enriching and fulfilling work. It doesn't feel like a job. I mean, I get to hang around all day and make television. I mean, just listen to that.
Now the question is, are you ready to start your journey today?
Do you like to work with your hands, build, make something work, show, I've done this? Turn your interest into a career. Construction trades at Cleveland Community College can give you the skills you need. Well-trained electricians are in high demand. CCC delivers hands-on training both in and outside the classroom. CCC makes it simple for students to get ahead, whether they want single courses, certificates, diplomas, or associate degrees. Now the question is, are you ready to start your journey today?
Well, you see the crowd that continues to make their way in here to Yeti Athletics Park. We are into the top of the third, and Kyle Rayner is the batter. Tim Foster, Rob Roop, and Rob, I believe, Rayner, a 1-1 count. Top of the third, 1-1 game as the Yetis and the Red Hawks in Game 3 of this three-game set. As Rayner fouls it off, Cleveland Community College and Catawba Valley Community College. And as we said, mentioned Tim Foster and Rob Roop with you. So great to have you along. Rob, it's great to have a variety of folks. As you see our score, Paul Foster, you worked with yesterday. Andy Foster, Guy Suttle on Game 2 yesterday afternoon. Great to be working with you today as Rayner fouls it off. And remember, Rob, Catawba Valley has got their one run, and they've yet to have a hit in this game.
No hit. We've seen that, I believe, through 5 innings in Game 1, I believe it was yesterday. A couple of runs on the board and never had a hit in those 5.
Pitch low to Kyle Rayner, the freshman from Fort Mill, South Carolina. Went to play his high school ball at Indian Land. Fort Mill, a beautiful area. And there's a little shot. Should be an easy play. And is it? He stayed on the bag.
Good job.
Great job at first base. As that pitch and that throw, Rob, was not beautiful, but able to stay on the plate. And it is a out, 1 down, and that will flip the order and Rob bring up Walker Waters. And Rob, his first at bat, I believe he struck out, or did he?
He did, yeah. He was a strikeout first time up.
Here's the first pitch from Lanzer to Waters. And Rob, the way that we have seen Hammer pitching, if you're the Yetis, even more importantly for your defense to play well at this point.
Absolutely.
And give kudos to Clayton Lanzer. He's pitched solidly, as you mentioned, ain't giving up a hit.
Yeah, but again, been terrible out there.
That run came off the air. The drop ball in the infield that the Yetis should have had. It advanced a couple of runners when they were not covering first and second base. And it looked like he went around there, Rob. Are they going to check it? No, he did not.
Yeah, he said no.
So it did not go around. Walker Waters, the Forest City, North Carolina native. And I think I heard you saying, Rob, yesterday that both that East Rutherford squad and RS Central and baseball are having great years.
Great years.
No surprise. Swing and a miss, and there's another strikeout for Lancer. And Rob, I believe that's his, third or fourth strikeout?
Sure is, yeah, number 3.
3 strikeouts for Clayton Lancer, starting pitcher for the Yetis, 2 down in the top of the third, and that's going to bring the left-handed batter, Zach Summerfield, to the plate with 2 down.
Yeah, talking about Rutherford County baseball, I had a chance to see that Chase team play. Crest beat 2-1, and they even said they may be the third best team in the county.
This ball may stay. It will. Third baseman
Hoover's
got it. And a good quick inning for the Yetis. 2.5 in the books, and we're still a 1-1 game with Cleveland Community College and Catawba Valley Community College. And, hey, guys, let's take a look in the truck at programs that are part of C19 TV each and every day that you can check out. C19, of course, celebrating 40 years here in 2022. And a lot of great programs are a part of that. Armchair Quarterback Rob will be back in August for that. Artworks, Connections, Cleveland County Kitchen, Deborah Blanton, Community Spotlight. Chris Nanny, who is our athletic director, hosts that. There's the new show, Dare to Soar, about Pinnacle Pinnacle School, Face the Music, For Your Help, For Your Information, Noel T. Manning, and Meet Me at the Movies. Political Smackdown, School Matters, Talk of the Town, our longest-running show, Woman to Woman, and Yeti Tracks. Always enjoy interviewing the coaches and players of Yeti Athletics. And, Rob, we've talked about it, 40 years of Cleveland Community College, C19 TV, and so many great shows, events, including Yeti Baseball here this year.
Yeah, and again, it continues to grow, like you said, with the addition of Yeti Baseball, and it's just, again, an exciting time to be a part of the community. That's the thing I think about now, Tim, when we talk about Cleveland Community College, it truly is become a community here at CCC.
Yeah, and we're excited about our summer broadcasting camps. Rob, we're excited that we're going to have Career Day. If you're watching us live, that'll be this Thursday on campus. We're going to have 700 high school kids. That's always a great day on our campus.
I tell you what, Tim, I can think back to our days in high school, coming over for those days. And like you said, it's just a lot of great information when you're trying to decide what maybe you want to do for the future.
No doubt about it. So we invite you to call Continuing Education and check that out. Mason Dugas leads off in the bottom of the third, and Hammer's first pitch is low. Hammer, Rob, I believe already 5 strikeouts in this game.
5 strikeouts.
1-1 game, Yetis and Redhawks, bottom of the third. As Dugas fouls that off right in front of us. Absolutely gorgeous afternoon. Temperatures in the 60s, nice breeze. And one of the assistant coaches, Rob, lost some of his papers there. But he's going to wait till the next pitch comes in and it's high. That looks like me in my office quite often when I lose a lot of papers. Yeah, Greg Tillman knows that. I'm always looking for stuff. So Hammer on the mound. Here's the next pitch to Dugas, and it's low.
Yeah, I believe 3-1 now the count, so way ahead here. So
and remember, Sneed and Rob on deck.
That's right.
That leadoff batter. You'd love to get Dugas on here to start the bottom of the third. Catawba Valley, 5 wins in this series. Here's a little grounder, and it went through a couple of different Redhawks. And Rob, nobody seemed to want that ball.
I don't think if anybody fields that cleanly, they make that out.
The pitcher had a shot at it. He couldn't get it. Third baseman and the shortstop, and nobody cleanly got it. And Dugas is on base. Great start to the bottom of the third, and that'll bring the Rutherford, North Carolina product, Kel Sneathen, to the plate.
All right, Tim, how would you score that, base hit or an error?
You know, I tell you, Rob, I thought it was an error just because I thought they had a shot at it, but it may not be scored that way. But that's my score I'm going to give.
Oh, we're going to score it in our book that way.
We will do it.
We're not official, just for our information.
We're not officially officials.
That's right. We are not officially officials.
Runner at first, now nobody out, and it looks like Sneathen's thinking about a bunt ball. Boy, great stop that time, as that one could have easily got by the catcher.
Yeah, Rhodes did a good job there of dropping in front of it.
Rhodes looks like a baseball player, Rob.
He does.
Lane Rhodes. Rob Sneathen was on base, obviously, his first at bat.
Yes, sir. He is had that leadoff single to get things started, came around to score in the first.
There's the 1-0 pitch. Looking at bunt again. It's low. Runner's going to have to get back Dugas quickly to first, and he does.
Yeah, good thought there by Rhodes.
And
Dugas
boy,
had a nice lead.
Rob, we haven't seen Hammer with too many control issues in this game, but if you could get 2 on here quickly with nobody out, that would be big for the Yetis here in this bottom of the third inning. There's a good shot of Bryson Hammer. Here comes his 2-0 pitch. And it's inside. It's 3-0 all of a sudden now to Sneathen. Kel has been on base a lot this year. Rob, I think Sneathen coming in today, 23, maybe 24 stolen bases on the season himself. Yetis have been an aggressive running team when they've been on the bases this year.
I think I love it.
Yeah, it's been one of the reasons they certainly have improved tremendously from last year. 3-0 pitch, looked high, and it was, and the Yetis, for the first time in this game, they've got a couple of runners on and nobody out. And, Rob, again, we're talking about when you've got a team, you've lost the first 2 in this series, and a young man on the plate who's been pretty solid now, a little bit of control issues. You cannot leave these runners on base. Big opportunity here.
And Tim Foster, you know what this means for a Sunday afternoon?
What's that?
We have Yetis in the woods, my friend.
Yes, we do. Tyler Casiato at the plate. Runners first and second for the Yetis. Nobody out in this bottom of the third inning, and Casiato's looking like he may want to lay down a bunt. Infield coming in. There's a strike.
I tell you what, I see that first baseman that close and that far on to me, I pull that bat back.
That's what I was thinking,
Put a little jolt into him as he's coming down.
But, Robbie, if you're going to get that bunt, you got to get it down as well.
That's it. You've got to find a pitch you can bunt. That's the key.
He's showing bunt again, next pitch,
Here
and he
goes.
gets it down. Great job. The throw's going to be to first, and he just got him.
Yeah, that was close.
Boy, I tell you,
first base.
that was a bang-bang play at first. But good speed that time from Casiato going down first base. And now runners second and third with just one out. And here's Darian Munoz. It's a base hit, Rob. Yetis could be looking at a couple of runs lead.
Two runners in scoring position now. A chance for maybe your 3, 4, 5 batters. Got to get the runs in.
Darian Munoz, big opportunity with Yetis at second and third. One out in the bottom of the third. And here comes Hammer's first pitch. And it's outside.
Remember, Munoz drove in that first run for the Yetis back in the first.
Munoz has had a nice weekend series here against the Red Hawks. Of course, from Hickory, North Carolina. Here's Hammer's 1-0 pitch. And it's low, and Hammer, we've started to see some control issues. Oh, would you love to load them up here?
I tell you what.
There's our score, 1-1, bottom of the third, game 3 of this 3-game series from Yetis Athletic Park.
Yeah, let me load the bases up and give me Moya and Dawson coming up behind with those bases loaded.
Here's the 2-0. And the ball gets away. A run's going to score. Dugas scores, and it's a 2-1 Yetis lead. And Rob Hammer, who had really done a great job, had gotten the strikeouts. He has had some control issues here in this bottom of the third, and here comes a infield discussion. 2-1, runner now at third, and Rob, you got this lead again.
How about this, Tim? You take the lead without a base hit.
I know.
Got that run in without a base hit.
That's kind of the flip of what we saw
absolutely.
yesterday. There you see our score now. Yetis 2-1, and Rob, a sac fly here, and it could be a 2-run game.
A chance to extend that lead. That's what we talked about, how important that is.
What is the assistant coach? And, of course, we're talking about head coach Marshall McDonald, but this is one of the pitching coaches. What's he talking to Hammer about, you think, there?
I think this is one of those trips. I think this is just one of those settle-down trips.
Yeah.
Again, he's telling his pitcher, find the strike zone. I think he tells him, trust your stuff. You know how good you are. Just trust it.
So, runner at third. Here's Hammer's pitch coming to Munoz. And it's in there 3-1. It was a 3-0 count. And Hammer went with his best pitch, that fastball. Runner at third is Sneven, and a 2-1 Yetis lead now. And it's fouled off, and it's a full count. We've seen a couple times in this game, Rob, where Hammer has been able to come back after getting in a little bit of a hole and get some strikeouts. He's going to try to do that again.
Yeah, sure has. And, again, I think that's what that mound visit was about.
So full count now to Darian Munoz as he steps out of the box. Big pitch coming here. Yetis would like to extend this one-run lead. Here's the 3-2, and it's high. And that is the third walk of this inning for Hammer. Runners on the corners now with one out, and that will bring up Robert Moya. And Moya, Rob, a big opportunity here with runners on the corners. One thing, Rob, with Moya that's going to be interesting here, and talking to the coaching staff, he struggles with the fastball. What is Hammer's best pitch? That fastball, something to be keeping to look for here.
And that's what, if I'm a coach here, I'm telling Moya, look, I need you sitting on the fastball. He's not going to want to walk another guy. He's going to go with his best pitch, be ready to time it up, sit on the fastball.
Yeah, he just went down and talked to Coach Tyler Dawson, obviously, who's third base coach right now, but head coach. And you're right, Rob, that's going to be crucial here. So here is Moya with runners on the corners, one out. And the runner is going to go to second, and he is going to be out. It looked like some confusion And I think they were looking at maybe a double steal of some kind there, Rob.
You're right, Tim. I think you're right.
It didn't work out, and we talked about that error earlier, and there's a big out when you had Catawba Valley in a little bit of trouble. Now 2 outs, runner at third.
And that's why you saw Munoz kind of slow up. He was wanting to try to get in a run down because he was expecting that guy to go from third.
Here is a ground ball foul, third base side.
Good play there by Coach Dawson.
Yep, that was a nice play. That interesting play there on that steal, Rob. You know, especially with Moya's power, you wonder if you just keep him at first just for a couple of pitches. That was interesting. But being aggressive on the bases that time.
That's what we talked. You know, the Yetis have been that way all year.
Inside that time. 2-1 count now to Moya.
Yeah, Hammer trying to come in and catch the inside corner of the plate, just a little too close inside.
1 across here in this inning for the Yetis. 2-1 Yetis lead, bottom of the third, game 3 of a 3-game set this weekend with Catawba Valley Community College. And it's in there, and he's going to be out on strikes. That was the 2-2 pitch. The Yetis get a run across, had some opportunities to do a little more, but they do lead it 2-1. And you're watching CCC Yeti Baseball on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19. We'll be back right after this.
Between your job, your family, and other demands on your time, life can get pretty hectic. So we want you to take time for yourself. Hi, I'm Jennifer Harrell, and I want you to join me for your health. Each month, the Cleveland County Health Department and C19 TV will explore topics that affect you and your family's health. We'll discuss the importance of exercise, a healthy diet, and regular health screenings and checkups. From fitness tips to warning signs to the latest healthcare news. For Your Health will help keep you in shape and up to date in Cleveland County. We want you to be your best, so join us each month for Your Health, right here on Spectrum Cable and online, C19.tv.
I am Noel T. Manning II, hanging out with Principal Ed Rooney over there. Principal Rooney, how are you?
It's a human-fish hybrid. And
sounds delicious.
Oh, man. Dude.
Yes. You know, I knew he was just one step away from that for a while.
Let this wild Wookiee treatment give you the wavy mane that would make Nobby jealous.
They were talking about Uncle Festus.
Was it
no,
Uncle?
Festus was on Gunsmoke. Fester was on the Addams Family.
That's one. Rock.
Well, I think you spoke too soon. I'm not drunk.
I'll pray for you. I know people.
Well, we head to the top of the fourth. The Yetis lead the Redhawks 2-1, and Graham Dalton will be the leadoff batter for Catawba Valley Community College here to start the fourth. First pitch in there for a strike. And, Rob, Yetis got that 1 run in the third, but we thought, man, they left some on the plate as well.
Yeah, I think still had opportunities. You got to take advantage. And hopefully you see here out of Lancer what you saw that last half inning. He had a quick, very efficient 3-out inning. See if you can do it again, get your offense back up there.
Lancer really seems to be getting comfortable on the mound now.
Absolutely.
So 0-2 count to Graham Dalton, as we mentioned, from Chatham, Virginia.
Yeah, Dalton flew out to center field first time up.
And swinging a miss. There's another strikeout, I believe the fourth of the game for Clayton Lancer, and 1 down here in the fourth as Lancer doing a great job. So we go back to that third inning, Rob, and we saw the Yetis had runners first and third, 1 out, had already had 1 across. Tried that, what we thought was somewhat of a double steal that they were trying to set up. It did not confuse Catawba Valley, and so the runner was tagged out from first and second, and that ended up being a really big out.
Yeah, I think one thing you just did not take off from third base, and when you didn't, it left the only play to be made there at second. He should have been halfway down the line, forced Catawba Valley to make that decision.
Here's a young man who's had a huge series, Jackie Jimenez, at the plate. He's already been on base in this inning, and it seems like Robbie's been on base every time he's been at the plate.
He's in the middle of it every time, it seems like.
We mentioned Jimenez, the Santo Domingo Dominican Republic native, and he has had a huge 3-game series already. Next pitch from Lancer, it's in there. 2-1 to Jackie Jimenez. As we mentioned, there's the 2-1. And that Oh, that was close, Rob. A little bit low, I guess. 3-1. Red Hawks in their red jerseys, the white numerals, gray pants this afternoon. And again, called that a strike, I think, Rob.
Yeah, I believe he did. And
boy,
Catawba Valley faithful and their dugout not happy, and I was wondering about that one too.
I'm not so sure about that one. 3-2. Let's see though if Lancer can take advantage of it. And it is high, and I think we had ball four twice there, Rob. I hate to say it, but needless to say, Jimenez on base again, the tying run with one out.
He's the guy that got on back in the second with a walk, then stole second, went to third on the error, and then came in on the sacrifice fly to left field. So
here's Jack Stevens with Jimenez at first. He's the tying run, one out here in the top of the fourth. Man, a little bit low from Lancer.
And Jimenez will not be afraid to run. We've seen it. So.
No, and Rob, let's be honest, realistically in this game, it's a 2-1 Yetis lead, and we'll talk about it. I want to get your thoughts on after this pitch. And it's low again, 2-0. But you take away that error in this game, and you take away that mistake there earlier from the Yetis, Yetis could be at 3-0 right now. Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
Because, again, the Red Hawks don't have a hit in this game. So here's the 2-0 pitch.
And they're saying they thought that Lancer balked out there on the mound.
Catawba Valley not happy. And now umpire having a discussion with the Catawba Valley dugout, Rob. They were not happy.
Say, y'all be cool over there.
Yeah, you don't want to get anybody in any trouble here. Here's the 2-0 and swing and a miss. That time to Stevens. Yetis lead at 2-1, top of the fourth. Runner at first. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. And it's fouled off from Stevens, 2-2. Rob, you want to keep Jimenez at first, and you can do that with a strikeout right here.
Absolutely.
So big 2-2 pitch coming. Preston Connor on deck for Catawba Valley. Throw to first, and that was a bang-bang play. Jimenez gets back.
Yeah, may have caught him leaning a little bit there. So.
Jimenez, as you mentioned, Rob, a lot faster than he may look. He's still on a couple of bases this weekend. There's a throw back to first, and he's in there again. Catawba Valley won game one yesterday, 5-2, and then game two later yesterday afternoon, 3-1. Ground ball to third. It's bobbled, and both runners will be safe. Rob, if Hoover would have been able to bring that in, he may have had to play at least at second base, and was not able to happen. So now runners first and second, and that's going to be still not a hit.
Still no hits. Yeah, that's what's crazy.
That's another error, but runners first and second, as I just mentioned, is the key with just one out. And that's going to bring up Preston Connor now with the walk and then the error. That's the second error of the game for the Yetis. Here's a rocket left field side. Is that a home run or a foul ball? And that's a foul.
Called it foul.
Called it foul. That's a foul ball. It was, if it would have been.
He put a charge into it, I know that.
It was hit hard enough to be a homer, but it is foul. And very fortunate there was Clayton Lanza, Rob. This could have been a 4-2 game.
Yeah, Preston Connor did reach back in the second, reach via an error. Ended up at third after the sacrifice.
Swing and a miss. And I tell you, Rob, this will be a huge strikeout if Lancer can get it. The starting pitcher for the Yetis, Clayton Lancer. This one's popped up, and it's going to be over near the Yeti clubhouse.
On the roof.
On the roof there, you see a lot of folks enjoying a nice meal. It's one thing here at the park, Rob, a lot of great concessions.
Absolutely.
Pizza, hot dogs, chips, soft drinks, water, candy. And what a day it is here at the park. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Beautiful day for baseball. Yeah, you're watching us live on YouTube. Come on over.
Swing and a miss and a big strikeout. 5 strikeouts now for Clayton Lancer, 2 down. And, Rob, you're out away from getting out of a little bit of a jam here in the top of the 4th, as that will bring to the plate Juan Marino. Lives in Hickory, North Carolina.
Yeah, Lancer with 2 strikeouts here in the inning.
So 2 outs. Marino at the plate. Runners first and second for the Redhawks. First pitch is inside. The Redhawks in this game, as we mentioned, Rob, have not had a hit. The Yetis only have 1 hit in the ball game. We've
similar to what we saw in game 1.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of errors, a couple of mental mistakes. Ball gets away, and runners are going to advance to second and third. It'll be a 2-0 count. And now, Rob, a base hit here could possibly put the Redhawks back in the lead. So this is a big at bat.
Absolutely.
Pass ball, and that's been an issue with Yetis at times this weekend.
Yeah, the scorebook, this inning looking very similar like we saw in the second. Let's see if the Yetis can get out of it without giving a run up.
Ground ball, and I don't know if they're going to get Marino at first. They do.
Nice
what a play. Tremendous defensive play to keep the Yetis in the lead. 3.5 innings in the book. And we talked about the defense had to come up big, and they had a couple mistakes, but a big play there. 2-1 lead now for Cleveland Community College over Catawba Valley Community College. Well, Rob, we got to switch sports. You know, me and you talk about a lot of sports, but if you're watching us live, of course, Duke and Carolina this past Saturday night, it lived up to the hype. And before, and I want to get your thoughts on the game, but I want you, before that, you've been a Duke fan for basically, your whole life, which Coach K's been the coach your whole life. 1,202 wins. What's the impact that he had on, certainly the greatest coach ever?
I think when you look at what he did for not only Duke University, but for college basketball, and I can only imagine this had to be the feel that when John Wooden stepped down at UCLA. That same kind of feel with Coach K stepping down. Coming up a little bit short last night, but again, I think he's going to continue to advocate for the college game. He's already talked about that, some of the changes he feels like would benefit the sport. And so I think you'll still see him involved there. But, kind of a bittersweet moment for our local folks if you're living in ACC country, because that's kind of the end of the era, remember, of the years of the 8 ACC, 9 ACC teams. He was the last guy left.
I think he started when they even had the little Final Four tournament, not the Final Four tournament, but the Big Four tournament. Yeah, the Big Four tournament. Rob, the game was, a lot of times you talk about it. It lived up to the hype, and it really came down to a couple of big plays. I thought the missed free throws from Duke were certainly huge in the ball game. And who in the world thought that Carolina, Rob, would be playing for a national championship on Monday night?
It just goes to show the game of basketball, it's all about guard play. And that's when Carolina started improving. That's when Duke started improving, when they started getting better play out of their point guard.
And, Rob, no matter, even though, there's a lot of Duke fans that are not happy, the ACC, which was really criticized all year for talent, looks pretty good right now.
Not too shabby as usual.
Well, we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, and it'll be Kyrus Dawson leading off for the Yetis to begin this bottom of the 4th. Yetis a 2-1 lead over Catawba Valley Community College. And Dawson will lead off in a great defensive play to end the top of the 4th to keep runners from coming across for Catawba Valley.
I'm going to tell you what, if there's one thing I've noticed about Catawba Valley, their head coach, his beard game is strong.
It's really strong. It is. First pitch from Hammer, swing and a miss from Dawson. It is. I noticed that in, when the beard game is strong, respect.
That's respect. That's right. You got to respect a man for that.
Next pitch outside, 1-1. And Dawson, Rob, did he ground out first time out?
Let's see. Kyrus Dawson actually struck out in the first inning.
So he was one of the, I believe, 5 or 6 strikeouts we've seen from Hammer so far. That's a good pitch in there, 1-2, breaking pitch. Yetis just one hit, but they've been able to get runners on when they've been on base. Very aggressive base running. And Rob, again, without that error that we talked about, that drop ball in the infield, Yetis right now should really have a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Dawson. Swing and a miss, and a beautiful breaking pitch. Another strikeout, and I believe that may be number 6 of the game for Bryson Hammer. Starting pitcher for Catawba Valley.
Actually, number 7.
Number 7. Thank you, Rob. Alexander Central product is having a great game. 7 strikeouts. And that will bring up Mike Huber here in the bottom of the 4th.
As you hear from the dugouts off there, Big Mike.
Fouls it off and in the hole. A lot of fans, as Rob mentioned, still making their way here to Yetis Athletic Park. And Rob, month of April is always so beautiful in North Carolina, and it's great day to catch Yeti baseball. Huber fouls it off. Pennsylvania native. Here is the pitch from Hammer, and it's high. Next pitch low, 2-2 now.
I tell you, Tim,
or maybe a full count, I'm sorry.
I am amazed. Of course, our area for so long was known, let's be honest, for our high school football teams. But now you start looking at the development of the baseball in our area.
I agree.
Is becoming so good.
And 3-2 pitch is low, and so Huber walks. We talked about the 7 strikeouts for Rob. I believe maybe 4 or 5 walks now for Hammer.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that'll bring up Chris DiVerino with an opportunity runner at first. And
DiVerino struck out back in the 2nd.
Yetis with that 2-1 lead. Rob was speaking of Duke and Carolina, the first ever national semifinal matchup between those two, which was hard to believe with all the talent they've had through the years. As you see our score, 2-1. And DiVerino fouls it off.
You know, it's crazy, Tim, and now you wonder now that it's finally happened, does it become a more regular occurrence?
Yeah,
I wonder about that.
Hubert Davis, John Shire battles in the years to
right.
come. And, I was going to mention, Rob, that was kind of a dream matchup last night. I was going to mention another matchup after we see this pitch to DiVerino. And it's in there, 0-2. Rob, we saw that, as we mentioned, that dream matchup. One matchup that I would always love to see kind of on more of the high school that we've never seen, Crescent Shelby football in the state playoffs.
Oh,
this never happened.
Never happened.
It's not going to happen anytime soon with them being in different classifications, but as the 0-2 is fouled off, could you imagine that, Rob? I just think about what that matchup's like in the regular season.
Well, you know, remember we seen the conference championship between those two teams draw over 10,000 people to the stadium.
And we've seen, we saw Shelby and Burns in the Western Finals just 3 or 4 years ago. We've seen Crest and Kings Mountain and Burns. We've never seen that Crest Shelby.
Never seen the Crest Shelby game in the playoffs.
In the state playoffs. Next pitch high to Chris DiVerino. Bryson Hammer on the mound. There's a good shot of Hammer. 7 strikeouts so far as we're in this bottom of the 4th. Runner at first for the Yetis. Next pitch is high. And that one lucky, didn't get away from the catcher.
Yeah, talking about our local baseball, of course, here with the great job the Yetis are doing this year. Of course, Cleveland County and Shelby home of the Legion World Series. How about all 4 high school teams being ranked in the top 20 in their respective classifications in baseball right now?
Yeah, that's pretty remarkable. And you mentioned as the pitch to DiVerino is going to be hit to second. This could be 2. There's the play at second. And did he tag it at first? He did.
He kept the bag.
Big double play to end the 4th inning. 4 innings in the books. The Yetis hold on to a 2-1 lead over Catawba Valley Community College. You're watching CCC Yeti Baseball on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV. We're back after this.
These days, having a secure job really matters. Take plumbing, for instance. No matter what's going on with the economy, there will always be a need for professional plumbers to fix problems, help finish a new home or renovation, and make sure the plumbing works just right. Plus, professional plumbers can make a very good living. CCC offers what you need to get going with your career as a plumber. We have a certificate program to give you top-notch residential plumbing skills and knowledge of code requirements. Our program can give you the technical know-how and skills to handle residential and some big commercial projects. You learn how to lay, install, and maintain piping fixtures and systems for gas, hot water, drainage, sprinkling, and plumbing processing systems in any environment. Job security, good pay, professional status. Now the question is, are you ready to start your journey today?
Hi, I'm Steve Putnam, and I'd like to invite you to join me for the next Talk of the Town. Each week I get to meet with some of the most interesting people in Cleveland County, and each show is packed with information you need to know to stay connected to our community. From promoting upcoming events to discussing local subjects that impact you, Talk of the Town has a little something for everyone. Plus, we're on every day, so it's easy to catch up with us. That's Talk of the Town, every day, every week, right here on C19 TV, Cleveland County's channel.
Well, we welcome you in back live here on YouTube. Great to have you along on a gorgeous afternoon. You've seen a great shot of the Yeti Athletics Park. Yetis of Cleveland Community College lead the Red Hawks of Catawba Valley Community College 2-1. And, Rob, we've got a new pitcher in for the Yetis. Graham Brown will start here in the fifth. And you got to give a lot of credit to Clayton Lancer, who did not give up a hit in those 4 innings that he pitched.
I think he did exactly what Coach Dawson wanted him to do to start this game. And now let's see if you just can continue building on that. Did not give up a hit. And like we said, one defensive play away from having a shutout here in this game.
There's a great shot of Graham Brown, number 35, that will be on the mound. Now, they're Rob with this 1-run lead. Every pitch will be crucial from Brown.
And let's see how he settles in. That's going to be the key now. Is he able to get out there, settle in, and, again, limit these base runners for this Red Hawk team?
He's getting his final warm-up pitches, and leading off here in the top of the fifth will be Lane Rhodes for Catawba Valley, followed by Kyle Rayner. And then he will be followed by Walker Waters here in the top half of the fifth. You see our score, 2-1. Your thoughts right through the first 4 innings?
I think we've seen now the Yetis end up on the positive side of a lot of the stuff we saw yesterday that got Catawba Valley 2 wins. So let's see if the Yetis can maintain this lead and get out of this series with at least 1 victory over a team you've not beaten so far this year.
That's right. As we mentioned, Catawba Valley, this is the 6th game between these 2 teams. Catawba Valley has won the first 5, and who knows, Rob, a very good chance you may see this team again in the Region 10 playoffs. That will be occurring in Morehead City in the month of May. So there's Graham Brown, who will start the fifth on the mound for the Yetis. First pitch to Rhodes is in there for a strike. Brown, Rob, the Harrisburg, North Carolina native, 6'3", 170-pounder. And here comes the 0-1 pitch from Brown. Oh, that was right on the corner. That was a close pitch. 1-1. Here's a 1-1 pitch from Brown. Fouled off by Lane Rhodes. Rhodes, the Fuquay-Varina native. Down near Raleigh, I believe, right?
It sure is. Yeah, absolutely.
Rob, speaking of Duke and North Carolina, I saw as we'll wait for this next pitch. And good stop that time for the Yetis. DiVarino, 2-2. 7 of the last 14 Final Fours have included either Duke or Carolina. Pretty remarkable.
Wow, that's just.
I mean, that's pretty good basketball.
You know, that just speaks to the excellence.
Reminds us of some of our high school football here locally.
Absolutely.
2-2 pitch now to Rhodes. Coming from Brown. And that's in there for the strikeout. So Brown comes in, Robin, does a good job there on Rhodes.
The 6th strikeout for Yetis pitching in this game.
So we have seen a combined 13 strikeouts between Yeti pitchers and Hammer, the Red Hawk pitcher. And that'll bring to the plate Kyle Rayner from Fort Mill, South Carolina. One down, top of the fifth. And again, Rob, the crazy stat, when you look at the David Melissa White scoreboard. 1 run, no hits, no errors for Catawba Valley so
absolutely.
far. Swing and a miss from Graham Brown.
I really like what he's come out doing. You talk about working ahead in the count. He's come out doing that as Brown.
What a sports weekend it's been, Rob, when you think about this 3-game series of the Yetis and Catawba Valley, the Final Four, WrestleMania for our wrestling fans. Here's a ground ball into the hole. Sneathen throws it to first, and he's going to get him with a nice play. 2 down here in the 5th. Great play by Sneathen.
I tell you one thing, that's one thing I think a lot of people need to recognize. Sneathen defensively at that shortstop position, outstanding player.
He's played well all season long as Yetis playing their 34th game of the season this afternoon. And that'll bring off the leadoff batter, Walker Waters, to the plate with 2 down.
Yeah, been a tough day at the plate so far for Waters. 2 strikeouts.
First pitch to Waters is outside. Zach Somerville on deck if Waters can get on base. Here's a ground ball. Should be an easy play and throw to first in time. 4.5 innings in the books, and it is still a 2-1 Cleveland Community College Yetis lead over Catawba Valley, the Red Hawks. And Rob, we're excited in the month of April, C19, to bring you political form, the candidates for political forms. We'll have a couple of those coming up on the night of April 21st. As you see our score, Yetis leading it 2-1, and so we're excited to be able to bring it to you from the Bailey Building right on the campus of CCC. And I believe we've got a graphic that will show both of those. But coming up on the night of April 21st at 6:30 will be the candidates for Cleveland County Commissioners, and that will be live on C19 TV and online at C19TV.tv. And we'll, of course, have rebroadcast, and that'll be followed at 8 o'clock by the Cleveland County Board of Education Candidates Forum. Of course, we'll be live from the Bailey Center, limited seating. And, again, you can watch it on C19 TV or online at C19TV. And Rob, with midterms coming up down the road, a primary season, boy, exercise your right to vote. I think you would agree.
And the thing I love about this, Tim, the best voter is an informed voter.
Yes.
And I think that's one thing that I think so many people need to not only exercise that right to vote, but understand who and what you're voting for. And these kind of programming here on C19 can help you make that educated decision on who you'd like to elect.
Yep, we're looking forward to having our candidates for both Cleveland County Board of Education and Cleveland County Commissioners as well. So we hope you'll join in on April 21st for both of those events. Well, we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning, and leading off in the 5th will be Janelle Baroa, followed by Mason Dugas, and back around to the top with Kel Sneathen.
Yeah, Baroa, first time up in the 2nd, flew out to center field.
First pitch was high from Bryson Hammer. Yetis lead at 2-1, bottom of the 5th. Yetis never had the lead in either of the first 2 games yesterday. And it's fouled off. Just 1 hit combined between these 2 teams as we're in the bottom of the 5th. But, Rob, a couple of mistakes, some good base running, and some pass balls have led to the Yetis having this 2-1 lead. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and it's high.
And one thing now, Tim, when you play with that lead, you may play a little bit looser than what you saw with the Yetis in those first 2 games, because you are having to fight from behind to try to take the lead. Now you have it, play relaxed.
That's a good point, Rob. 3-1 now, and one thing about Bryson Hammer, Rob, he has walked some Yeti batters.
It's kind of been have and have-nots for Hammer out there today.
Yetis certainly feel like they maybe should have had another run or 2 across, but let's see if with this next pitch, swing and a miss to Janelle Baroa. Full count now. (3-2) pitch coming to Baroa. And swing and a miss, another strikeout. That's number 8, I believe.
Yeah, number 8.
For Bryson Hammer. He came back after getting in a 3-1 hole to get the strikeout. 1 down here in the 5th, and that'll bring up Mason Dugas.
And again, with those kind of pitches, Tim, and you look at those 8 strikeouts, you understand why the scouts are here checking out this young man.
Here is a ground ball in the hole. Here's the throw to first, and safe.
Good hustle down the line.
Dugas is a lot. We talked about guys with speed. Sneathen, Dawson. Dugas is in that list as well, Rob. Great job there on the base hit. Just the second of the game, so he's at first with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th, and that will bring up Cal Sneathen.
His second time for Dugas on base, and he actually come around to score as he reached on an error back in the 3rd. Came in to score with the sacrifice.
So there's a good shot of Hammer on the mound, and Dugas at first. Sneathen at the plate. And there goes Dugas. Throw to second, and he's safe.
So a good slide to get him behind the tag. I like that.
Yeah, I think that's what saved him. If he doesn't get it, he's probably out at second. Nice play there. So he's in scoring position. Big stolen base for Dugas. And the Yetis, boy, they would love, Rob, to get this to a 2-run lead.
And mentioning Cal Sneathen, he's been up to bat twice, has been on base twice, a base hit in the 1st, and a walk in the 3rd.
So big at bat here for Sneathen in the bottom of the 5th. Next pitch is fouled off. Yetis trying to get back to 500 in Region 10 play. Great to have you along live this afternoon on YouTube. A gorgeous Sunday afternoon here on the campus of Cleveland Community College. Next pitch is outside to Sneathen. Next 4 games, Rob, for the Yetis at Gaston Community College, Sims Field Wednesday, and then they've got a 3-game set at Southwest Virginia next weekend. That'll be a big series. They swept Southwest Virginia here early in the season. Swing and a miss and a 9th strikeout. A beautiful pitch there from Hammer. So 2 outs. And I tell you, Rob, when he's needed it, he's got that strikeout today.
Absolutely.
9 Yeti batters have gone down. There's Tyler Casiato with 2 outs. And, Rob, we have seen some Yetis left on base in this game today. We saw that a little bit in Game 1 yesterday as well. So Casiato at the plate with 2 down.
Yeah, they left a runner on in the 1st, left a runner on in the 3rd. Actually, 2 left on in the 3rd.
Ball gets away, and the runner's going to advance to 3rd. It took Rhodes a second to find the ball. And so Dugas is at 3rd base. And now, Rob, it wouldn't take but another possibly pass ball to get a runner in. Yetis lead 2-1 if you're just joining us in the bottom half of the 5th inning this afternoon. Game 3 of this 3-game set with Catawba Valley. Pitch is high to Casiato. On deck, if Casiato can get on, will be Darian Munoz. And Munoz, Rob, has had a good bat this weekend.
He sure has.
Fouled off, 2-1. We'll take a look at that a little bit later on again in our broadcast, that remainder of the Yeti home broadcast schedule. Some huge games to come check out here at the park. Swing and a miss, 2-2 now to Casiato as Hammer, Rob, looking for his 10th strikeout this afternoon.
Yeah, it'd be impressive if he got that one, 10 strikeouts in 5 innings. Wow.
But he is behind right now.
He is.
Here comes Hammer's 2-2 pitch. And swing and a miss. Throw to first, and that will end the 5th inning. 10 strikeouts for Bryson Hammer, starting pitcher for Catawba Valley. We're through 5. Yetis, though, hold on to that 2-1 lead. You're watching CCC Yeti Baseball on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV.
Hi, I'm Megan Pope, your host of Woman to Woman, a show about women for women. Each month we feature guests that highlight topics that focus on self-care, health, and well-being, and a variety of other topics for women young and well-seasoned here in Cleveland County. So join me right here on Woman to Woman on C19 TV and C19.TV, a broadcast service of Cleveland Community College.
Hey everyone, I'm Tim Wisher, welding instructor at Cleveland Community College, and today I'd like to take a little time and tell you about what we do here. Welders are in demand. We offer a certificate program and we offer a diploma program. It takes about a year to come through our program. We offer morning and evening classes here at CCC. We have the lowest student to instructor ratio in the state. We do real life simulation. We do API 1104 downhill pipe welding. We also do D11 structural steel code and ASME welding as well. We have AWS certified welding inspectors on staff. If you want to learn more about our welding program, you can give me a call directly at 704-669-4077 or on the Community College website at ClevelandCC.edu.
Well, I tell you, you can't beat a beautiful afternoon at the park, and you certainly have it here at Yetis Athletic Park on the campus of Cleveland Community College. Welcome back live on YouTube. Rob Roop, Tim Foster, great to have you along. 2-1, Cleveland Community College Yetis lead over Catawba Valley, the Red Hawks. Rob, we go to the 6th. Graham Brown still on the mound for the Yetis. He came in the 5th, and we saw Brown work a good 5th. Let's see if he can do that here in the 6th.
Hey, you continue to do what you've been doing so far. I love how the Yetis have played with the lead here in this game.
So Zach Zimmerville will lead off for Catawba Valley, followed by Graham Dalton and Jackie Jimenez here in the top of the 6th. And Graham Brown on the mound for the Yetis with this 2-1 lead. First pitch outside, and of course, Rob, one of the other big stories, starting pitcher for the Red Hawks, Bryson Hammer, 10 strikeouts through 5 innings. There's a good shot of Brown. Great crowd here at the park for Game 3 of this series. Next pitch is inside, 2-0. A lot of people thought that was close, Rob, to bang-bang strike.
Absolutely.
Somerville from Gastonia, North Carolina, North Gaston High School graduate. Here's the 2-0. And there's a big base hit. It's the first hit of the game. Dawson's going to get it out and right, and that could be the tying run. A great start for the Red Hawks, and especially this part of the lineup, Rob, where they've had success this weekend.
Yeah, good, and a good job there by Somerville to turn on the baseball, find that gap between second and first for that first base hit.
Here's Graham Dalton with runner on, nobody out in the 6th. Wind picking up a little bit here at the park. Here's the first pitch, swing and a miss. First time we've seen Brown, Rob, have to work under a little bit of pressure. And again, Rob, when you get this in this part of the game, you've got a 1-run lead. Every at-bat, every pitch is going to be crucial. Throw over to first. Again, big thanks to our entire production crew giving you the sights and sounds. They've done a phenomenal job all season long. As the 0-1 pitch, looking at a bunt. He's going to lay down a beauty. Throw to first, gets him. Nice play by Brown, but advances a runner to second. Somerville is in scoring position with 1 out and a very dangerous batter, Rob. And Jackie Jimenez coming to the plate.
Yeah, I think putting him, for Jimenez to be able to get up there now, runner in scoring position, great bunt there, did exactly what you needed him to do.
Big thanks to our producer, director Greg Tillman, as well as Justin Roper. Switching this game this afternoon, Danny Morton on camera, Randy Evans, Danny on audio, our intern Ben Swafford. Jimenez, what a series he's had, and first pitch is in there. Rob, they got to find a way to get this young man out.
Absolutely.
It's the bottom line, and base hit here could tie this game up. Zach Summerfield in scoring position for the Redhawks. Top of the 6th. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Brown. Oh, one's low. Rob, he's got on base a lot this weekend as well by walks.
He sure has. Yeah, he's shown great patience at the plate.
Jack Stevens on deck. Flicks a runner back to second. It's fouled off 1-2 now to Jimenez. Rob, one thing about we talked about the Eddies being 8-5 at home, but in those 5 losses, they had chances in all 5 games.
Absolutely.
Really have been in a lot of games here at the Eddies Athletic Park. Here's the 1-2.
How about that camera shot there from Greg Tillman over there to the dugout?
He's in the dugout. Hope he's got a helmet on of some kind.
That's
possible.
right.
I don't think he does, but he'll be safe. I see him over there, yeah. We use a lot of angles, including some iPhones from time to time in our broadcast. Ground ball to third, the throw to first, and got him, and they finally hit Jimenez, and that's a big out.
Big out.
Good job by Huber. He looked the runner at second, threw it to first, 2 down here in the 6th. And that will bring up Jack Stevens from Lenore. So big batter, but now 2 outs. Just 1 hit in this game for the Redhawks. Throw back to second. Yetis, as we mentioned, their black jerseys this afternoon and the blue numerals, green trim.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite uniform that the Yetis have.
He goes around there and strike to Stevens. And that's certainly what Coach Dawson and the Yetis, they'd love to get a strikeout and get out of this inning. See some of our great fans here enjoying the great afternoon just to be laying out in the grass, Rob.
Absolutely.
I may do that in between a couple of innings later on.
I can see that.
Yeah. Next pitch is low to Stevens, 1-1 count. One pitch coming from Brown. And it looked like he may have went that time, Rob, or did he?
He said no.
2-1. Runner at second for Catawba Valley. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Brown. This one is hit hard. It's going to get... It's a fair ball. It just stayed fair. It will tie the game up. You talking about some timely hitting. Stevens with a huge 1-1 pitch hit. Rob, that just stayed fair down the right field line. A 2-2 ball game.
Yeah, like you said, Tim, I mean, it kicked up some chalk down there. It was so close.
I thought it was drifting. We wondered, would it drift enough to go foul? We've seen a lot of balls that have this season, not this time.
Yep.
Big RBI from Stevens to tie it up at 2.
Again, you talk about timely hitting. A great job there by Stevens.
And Brown, Rob, who initially had Stevens in a little bit of a hole, but a big RBI double for Jack Stevens. It's a 2-2 game. Stevens, they go ahead run now at second with 2 outs here in the 6th. But they have tied this ball game up. A couple of big hits in this inning. And that will bring to the plate Preston Connor, the first baseman. Lost the ball that time.
Yeah, ball slipped out of his hand.
Luckily not too far into the outfield.
Yeah, taking a look at Preston Connor last time up did strike out.
Right, we talked about this part of the lineup has really been tough on the Yetis this weekend. We saw it again there.
Sure has.
Swing and a miss. Pitch to Preston Connor. 0-1 count. 2-2 game now, top of the sixth. You see our score. Red Hawks and Yetis, game 3 of this series. And the ball's going to get away, and that will send Stevens to third base. And Yetis now, they've got to be careful. Would take much, Rob. A lot of different ways that runner could get in from third. 1-1 count now to Connor. Outside, 2-1 now to Preston Connor. Juan Marino on deck. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2, big pitch. And a big pitch coming here from the Yetis to try to get out of this sixth inning now in a tie game.
Yeah, keep it where it's at.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, and it's popped up, and this may stay in play. It's right in front of us, Rob. No, it's not able to make the play. It looked like the catcher and third baseman had a chance at it, but it was drifting, Rob. When you get over near this wall, it becomes very tough to. You got to kind of feel your way and just get to make the play.
You know, it's tough too for that catcher. He's running really away from the baseball, trying to circle around it, and just could not stay with it.
So another 2-2 pitch will be coming from Brown. And it's outside, 3-2 now, full count to Preston Connor. Runner at third in a 2-2 game now. You see that runner at third in Stevens. Full count pitch from Brown. Swing and a miss and a big strikeout. But Catawba Valley ties it up on a big RBI double. It's a 2-2 game after 5.5 innings between Cleveland Community College and the Red Hawks of Catawba Valley Community College. You see our score. Hey, we want to take a moment to recognize our generous Yeti Club members. We want to thank those folks who have joined at the South Mountain level. And so a big thanks to Kevin and Amy Bridges, Chris and Danielle Nanny. Also a big thanks to Dr. Becky Sane. Big thanks to Travis and Stacy Walker, Dr. Nick and Janice Weeblehouse, and also Renee Wilson of Wilson Hill Farm. So, Rob, let's talk a little bit about the Region 10 playoffs. And so 4 teams will come out of the Region 10 West, 4 out of the East. I think there's another team maybe that's in the mix, a wild card as well. That tournament coming up. So right now, when you kind of look at the standings, Catawba Valley and Patrick and Henry, Gaston obviously is number 1, but remember Gaston year 1 will not be eligible for postseason. They can only win the regular season. So in that case, Rob, you're talking about Patrick and Henry, Catawba Valley. The Yetis probably 3rd right now, Wake Tech, Guilford Tech. So teams are kind of playing for that positioning here in this last month of the season.
Yeah, and again, now it's just about winning baseball games.
Yeah.
You know, you've put the thing you like now, you've put yourself in position to be there. Now you got to close the deal, and it's going to be important to win games like this here.
Well, Rob, it looks like we're going to have a brand new pitcher. We may have seen the end of Bryson Hammer, who pitched 6 innings. struck out 10, and we're going to see who momentarily the new pitcher is, and I believe that may be Andrew Dye from Villas up there in Watauga County. And he will be the second pitcher. And your thoughts about Hammer, who I thought did a good job, did walk some batters, but he's got it put his team in position to have a chance here late.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, they come back, tied it up for him, and, 10 big strikeouts for Hammer in this game.
So it is Andrew Dye, the Watauga County native, that will be starting, or on the mound now, I should say. Not starting, but starting this bottom of the 6th inning.
And I don't know, for me, Tim, if I'm the Yetis, it may be a
good thing.
Yeah, good thing that the Hammer's not out there after those 10 strikeouts. So see if you can take advantage of a new pitcher.
Yetis will be led off here in this bottom of the 6th by Darren Munoz, followed by Robert Moya and Kyrus Dawson. Rob, you're in a 2-2 game. You've, you still believe you should have the lead. Remember, the one run came off the error that occurred, and so it's up to get these bats going here late for the Yetis.
Absolutely.
There's Darren Munoz to lead off the bottom of the 6th. What a gorgeous afternoon. Great to have you along live on YouTube this afternoon. And the rebroadcast on C19 TV. Here's the first pitch from Dye, and it gets away from the catcher. Dye's a 5'11", 90-pounder. Went to Watauga High School in the great area of Boone, North Carolina.
Yeah, you know a little bit about that area.
Yeah. You know, Rob, as it gets away 2-0. You used to come visit me when I was in college up there, Rob. We won't talk about everything
We'll leave
we did.
those stories right there.
That's right. Including some issues with some towing from time to time of vehicles. 2-0 pitch coming to Munoz. And all of a sudden, Rob Dye's come in, and he is wild with his first 3 pitches.
Nowhere close on those 3.
And you love to see a guy like Munoz on base is the only good news. Let's see if he can certainly get on 3-0 count quickly.
And I tell you, Tim, I love the reinforcements coming in from the bullpen. They filled the dugout over here.
Yes, they're bringing them in.
For the Yetis to really try to get this team fired up.
3-0 pitch is in there, 3-1 to Darren Munoz. Well, we had a close game yesterday in Game 2 of this series, and it looks like that could be shaping out that way here in Game 3. 3-1, and breaking ball swinging and miss, full count now to Darren Munoz. Here's the 3-2, and he just got a piece of that. Looks like Dye Rob's going to the breaking pitch here on his last few.
Yeah, I think he has.
Here's the 3-2 pitch again from Dye. And this is hit high. Should be an easy play out into left field, and it is, one down. So Dye, good job after being 3-0 to Munoz to get the out. So one down in the bottom of the 6th, and that'll bring up Robert Moya.
Yeah, Moya, tough day at the plate so far, 2 strikeouts. Of course, considering Hammer had 10 in his 5 innings.
Yes.
That's, a lot of guys have those kind of numbers right now.
No doubt about that. Here is the first pitch to Moya, and it hit him. Hit him in the back, and Moya's in some pain.
Yeah, I think it may have caught the funny bone, which is never too funny.
No, it hit that elbow, and he's already got that area wrapped pretty good, and he's in some pain. Coach Dawson coming over to look at him, and he got hit right. Rob, you mentioned on that ball, and this is not one of those where you ram it against that table or a refrigerator. You've got a baseball coming at you.
The feeling can kind of go out of that arm, and
yeah, it's a good point by our in the truck, our good friend Danny Morton. There's nothing funny about getting hit with especially with a baseball. But it looks like after the trainer talking with Robert, looks like he's okay and at first base. So Moya at first, but he went down there the hard way, Rob. They're still looking at that elbow. I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah, shake it out a little bit, try to get that feeling back into the arm. And
so that'll bring up Kyrus Dawson with one on and one out. And Dawson, Rob, who for the most part, Catawba Valley has done a pretty good job with him this weekend.
2 strikeouts in this game for Dawson, too.
So he's due.
He is. He sure is.
Moya at first. Here's the first pitch to Dawson. And it's low. Kyrus Dawson, Washington, D.C. native. What a year he's had, Rob. He's certainly got to be in the Region 10 All-Conference discussion.
Absolutely.
Here's a shot, and it's going to drop into center field. Moya has to rush to get to second because there was some wasn't sure early, Rob, if it would hang up enough for the center fielder to make a play on at Somerville, but runners first and second. Yetis have something going here in the 6th.
Yeah, it was hit so sharply that you didn't know if it was going to get down, if it was going to get after the center fielder so fast. And luckily, Moya able to get in there to second base. And
big opportunity here.
Sunday afternoon, sunshine's shining bright. Yetis in the woods, folks. Let's get them home.
That's right. Runners first and second, one out for Mike Huber. Here's a rocket into left, and it's gone. It's a 3-run bomb for Mike Huber, and it is a 5-2 Yetis lead. And Rob, you said touch them. They're going to touch them, my friend.
Love it, love it, love it. They've chased those chased them out of the woods.
It was going.
Chased them home.
Yeah, Moya scores. Dawson scores, and Huber, who has got the hammer. He's knocking the hammer down. I need that hammer, Rob, sledgehammer for the house.
That's right, absolutely.
I see you do that a lot in the mornings on your workouts with that hammer.
Whenever it's time to get out and get something done, you bring out the hammer and drop it, baby.
Huber with a rocket over the left field wall. It's a 5-2 Yetis lead as they have taken control here in the bottom of the 6th. Chris DiVarina comes to the plate.
And still just one out.
It was a no-doubter, Rob.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that one. When that one made contact, you had a good feeling that one was heading out.
5-2 lead you see now as the Yetis, a big bottom of the 6th, have taken control here in Game 3. Swing and a miss, 0-2 count. Andrew Dye came in, Rob, and was not treated too nicely here so far.
Yeah, it's been kind of rough start out there as he's coming to the game here in the 6th inning.
Swing and a miss, and there's DiVarino going down. Good job by Dye to come back and get the strikeout for out 2. And that will bring up Janelle Baroa with 2 down. There you see the bullpen there for the Red Hawks starting to warm up, and it looks like, Rob, in there, that's Aiken Mitten is warming up, the freshman. Here's a rocket down the third base line, and it's going to go up against the wall. This will be a double, I believe, for Baroa, who is flying in, and he's in, and he's fired up. Rob, we've seen a couple of hard hit balls, and there's another one from Janelle Baroa.
I told you, Tim, they brought those reinforcements in from the Yeti bullpen over to the dugout, got the team fired up, and, man, what a great inning it's turned into for the Yetis.
So runner at second with 2 outs, and here's Mason Dugas, who would love to keep this going.
Has been on base twice, been up twice, on base twice, come around to score back in the 3rd.
The left-handed batter, Dugas, with runner at second, 2 outs, but 3 across the board for the Yetis here in the 6th. First pitch is in there for a strike. Rob, a lot of power to left field we've seen from Yeti batters in this inning. Here's the 0-1 to Dugas. It's low, 1-1. Yetis looking for their 18th win of the season this afternoon. But more importantly, Rob, some momentum as they head for a 4-game road trip coming up in this next week. Ball gets away, and here goes Baroa to third. So, Rob, again, this could be another big run if the Yetis could get it across here in the 6th.
Yeah, big RBI opportunity here for Dugas.
Runner at third, 2 outs. 2-1 count here to Mason Dugas. It's popped up. Is it going to stay in play? They're running it, going for it. No, third baseman Rob had a shot at it, left fielder, but just couldn't get to the ball.
Yeah, got just a little too far out of reach for both those guys.
Yetis in the woods, Rob, and we found him.
I told you get them in the woods, you got to chase them home, and that's exactly what's happened here this inning.
2-2 count now to Dugas. Runner at third for the Yetis. 2-2 is fouled off. Over near us, Rob. A little behind. The good news behind us.
That's right, behind us. Luckily, our great C19 tent here above us, too, just in case.
Yeah, if you come to the park, check out our C19 tent. It's very beautiful. 2-2 pitch coming again to Dugas. It's low, full count. Rob, if Dugas gets on, we rotate it back around. Cal Sneathen is on deck, and we know he's had a great game this afternoon. Full count. Here's the pitch coming to Dugas. It's outside, and runners on the corners. And it's been a big inning. Can Cal Sneathen keep it going to make it an even bigger inning? And Rob Rhodes, the catcher, did not like that call. He and the umpire having a long, and the umpire, I think, wasn't upset, but they had a long discussion. It was not as friendly there initially. Now it is. He thought that was strike 3.
Yeah, Rhodes kind of voiced his opinion there to the umpire about where he thought that baseball was.
Yeah, got to be careful with that. So here's Cal Sneathen with runners first and third, 2 outs. There's a runner going. The throw is just going to go to the infield. It's an easy steal, but swing and miss. So 0-1 count to Sneathen, but now runners second, third. Dugas second, Baroa's at third.
Yeah, instead of going all the way to second with it, just threw it out to the second baseman because they knew there was a chance that runner was going to take off from third.
Base hit here, Rob, could really open this game up. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Sneathen. Here's a shot, and the center fielder is going to be there for a nice play, but a big inning in the bottom of the 6th. A 3-run shot from Mike Huber. 5-2 Yetis lead over the Red Hawks of Catawba Valley Community College. You're watching CCC Yeti Baseball on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV.
Find your voice at the Cleveland Community College Summer Broadcasting Camp. Do you have something to say on air? Learn the skills to produce your own podcast. Own your vision and produce your own YouTube channel. Discover the magic of chroma key and be a part of producing and directing a C19 TV show. Keep your focus at the Cleveland Community College Summer Broadcasting Camp, June 27th through 30th. Call Continuing Education at 704-669-4015.
Hi, I'm Tim Foster from C19 TV Sports. Join us each month for Yeti Tracks right here on C19 TV. Each month we talk to the players and the coaches of Yeti Athletics, including cross country, Yetis boys baseball, and Yetis girls softball. We break down the matchups, the conferences, the games, and the events that make Yeti sports so special. Stay informed with Yeti Athletics right here on Yeti Tracks each month. Join us right here on C19 TV and online at c19.tv. We head to the top of the 7th inning. Great shot of the bullpen for these Cleveland Community College Yetis. They have a 5-2 lead. 3-run, 6th inning over Catawba Valley Community College. Tim Foster, Rob Rube on the campus of Cleveland Community College. And there you see our score, 5-2, top half of the 7th. Graham Brown will stay on the mound. Rob, again, congratulations to the winners of the Yeti Athletics raffle, sponsored by Safety Test. The Flex Volt chainsaw went to Scott Houck, and also Marjorie Nanny won the Steel Electric blower. So big congratulations to them, and big thanks again to Safety Test for donating those items for yesterday's raffle. Top of the 7th, Robin Yetis with a 3-run lead.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So if you're Brown out there, again, work ahead in the count with those strikes. Your defense has played well other than that one play where somebody needed to take charge. Let those guys go to work.
Juan Marino leading off here in the 7th. First pitch in there is a strike. And remember, Rob, one of those 2 runs for the Red Hawks came off the air. It could easily be a 5-1 lead right now. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Juan Marino. And it's low, gets away, 1-1 count.
And that's the one thing we know about this Catawba Valley team. Very dangerous lineup, so you're going to make sure, again, don't give them anything. Make them earn it at the plate.
Lane Rhodes on deck, followed by Kyle Rayner here in the 7th. There's a good shot of Graham Brown. Here's his 1-1 pitch. And that's a good-looking pitch right in there. 1-2.
Yeah, I don't think Marino didn't think
no,
so.
He thought it was a little bit low. But it's a 1-2 count.
Ball last half inning. Go.
Low 2-2. Marino, one of those guys, Rob, on base. When he's on base, he's been dangerous all weekend long.
Absolutely.
2-2 pitch coming to Marino. And he's going to go out. Good fastball and 1 down here in the 7th. Brown, the Harrisburg, North Carolina native, and Rob, he's really done a good job since coming in the 5th.
He sure has, absolutely.
So that'll bring up Lane Rhodes.
Yeah, his 3rd strikeout since he's come in.
Rhodes, the 6'1", 185-pound sophomore. And the catcher today for the Red Hawks, excuse me. First pitch is a little bit outside. Boy, that's one that I think the Yetis thought Rob was right down the strike zone. So 1-0 pitch. Graham Brown's pitch is high. It's 2-0. And obviously at this point of the game, Rob, Red Hawks looking for base runners.
Absolutely.
Looking for some momentum, a momentum swing. We saw the Yetis get it with that big 3-run shot. Now they're looking to get that momentum back on their side here late in the ball game.
Come on, Lane.
2-0 pitch.
Yes,
He's in there.
It's one of those situations, Tim. Your 7, 8, 9 batters, you definitely want to get them out because you don't want to get back to the top of the lineup.
No.
With guys on base.
That is a great point, Rob.
Let's go, bud.
So 2-1 count here to Rhodes. Here's the Graham Brown pitch. And swing and a miss, a great fastball, 2-2. 1 out, top of the 7th. Yetis 5-2 lead over the Red Hawks. Game 3 of this 3-game set from Yetis Athletic Park. And great to have you along. We are live on YouTube on just an absolutely gorgeous Sunday afternoon. That's inside, full count now to Rhodes. Kyle Rayner on deck. Full count pitch coming to Rhodes. And he just got a piece of that to stay alive. Had him full, Rob, but a good job there to stay alive. 5 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for the Yetis. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for Catawba Valley. As Rhodes steps off, and then we're going to again have a 3-2 pitch coming.
Come on, Lane.
And it's outside, and Rhodes is on, and that's to get it back, Rob, by Lane Rhodes. He's on first base, and that will bring up Kyle Rayner with 1 on, 1 out. Rayner, the second baseman. And we mentioned they're looking for base runners. There's one.
Absolutely.
There's a good shot of Kyle Rayner. So Rhodes at first, and the throw back to first. He's in there safely. Rob, speaking of baseball, and let's go up the chain a little bit. Major League Baseball, I think, kicks off Thursday.
Yeah, it gets started this week. Sure does. See if the Atlanta Braves can defend their World Series championship. Should be a great year for Major League Baseball.
First pitch is up and out. What do you think about the Braves? Obviously, Rob, they lost Freeman, lost Soler to free agency. But this is still a very, very good lineup.
And I think if you're going to have to replace Freeman, excuse me, Matt Olson is the guy to do it.
Guy with a lot of power, a good defensive first baseman. And don't fret, Braves fans. This is a talented squad.
Yeah, they're still all right.
Here's a pitch to Rayner. And it's in there, 1-1 to Rayner, who didn't like it. Rayner, we mentioned, went to high school at Indian Land, South Carolina. Next pitch is low. And one way, Rob, that if you're Catawba Valley, you certainly could get back into it is a couple of walks.
That's exactly right.
Here's a 2-1 pitch coming from Brown. And it's outside, and 3-1. All of a sudden, Brown, Rob, having some control issues, and if Rayner gets on, you got the tying batter coming to the plate, which I believe is going to be a pinch hitter here that's on deck. Masaki Takagami is on deck, Rob, as the pinch hitter. And he's going to come up as back-to-back walks, and not what you want to see there, Rob, after Brown has had good job with control. And we're going to have a pinch hitter with runners first and second, 1 out, come in. And that is Masashi Takagama. And Takagama, Rob, I believe, started in game 1 yesterday.
He sure did.
He is the Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic native, and so an infield discussion. What's this discussion about right now, Rob?
Again, I think you've seen what Brown can do pitching wise. I think it's one of those visits where you say, let's calm down, let's focus on the batter right now. We've got to out in this inning. Let's not allow this to turn into a big inning for the Red Hawks.
Because you realize, as we said, Takagami is now the tying run at the plate.
Absolutely.
You got the lead, but a couple of walks, and getting that control. And so this is a big at-bat. You see a great shot of our Yeti flag, the North Carolina flag, the American flag, and a little bit of that wind that's blowing here in the park.
Takagami in game 1 yesterday was on base 3 times.
So
he
he's got
dangerous at the plate.
Yep, so a very dangerous batter coming in with runners first and second, 1 out, but the Yetis a 5-2 lead here in the top of the 7th. And so this is a big batter for Graham Brown. Can he get the out? And for the Red Hawks, they want to have a big inning and get right back in this game. So Takagami at the plate. 1 out. First pitch is outside, 1-0. And Rob, one thing you certainly don't want to walk Takagami and load these bases up.
Then we're getting into some very dangerous territory for this lineup from Catawba Valley.
Here's the 1-0 pitch from Brown. And it's in there, hit the corner, 1-1. You see the runner at first, runner at second, 1-1 pitch coming, 1 out here in the 7th. Masashi Takagami at the plate. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and swing and a miss. And 1-2, and Rob got him in the hole now. Be interested here. Do you come back with that changeup, maybe a slider, or do you just bring the heat here? A big pitch coming on 1-2.
I think whatever you consider your number one, that's what you throw right here. No sense to get cute with it. Need to go get this out.
Here's a big 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Takagami goes down. A big strikeout for Graham Brown. 2 down here in the 7th. And big out, and that'll bring up Zach Somerville.
Yeah, both outs coming via the strikeout.
So runner still first and second, but now 2 outs, and the left-handed batter is Zach Somerville. As we mentioned, Gastonia, North Carolina native at the plate. He is still the tying run at the top of the 7th.
Yeah, had a big base hit back in the 6th.
Third and second in there easily. Graham Brown came in the 5th inning and has done a nice job. Allowed just 1 run. 5-2, you see our score, top of the 7th, 2 outs, runners first and second. And the pitch is high to Somerville. Rob, we talked about this field here at Yetis Park, getting greener and greener now.
Yes.
As we're heading into the month of April, in this first week of April now, I should say.
The old saying, April showers bring May flowers.
Yes. Next pitch is in there, 1-1.
Always finish that with what do May flowers bring? Pilgrims.
I did not know that.
There you go.
You use that a lot in the
well,
classroom.
You know, when you work with children, that's kind of
that's a good one. I may use that one.
There you go. Feel free to take that back to some college courses with you.
Thank you, Rob. I will. Here's a 1-1 pitch coming to Somerville. Good stop that time. Runner's not able to advance. Great job that time by DiVerino, Rob.
Yeah, great job behind the plate. Sometimes you just got to drop, keep it in front of you. Make sure those runners stay where they are.
So now it's a 2-1 count to Somerville. If he is able to get on, that will bring up Graham Dalton. Somerville, the starting center fielder here today for the Red Hawks. It's fouled off, 2-2. And we got a big pitch coming here.
Yes.
Chance to get out of some trouble here in the 7th. Runners first and second. 2 outs, 2-2 pitch coming now. And Somerville steps out. Somerville back in. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And this one's going to be fouled off third base side. Tried to fool him on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it was not anything he could pull, just able to foul it off.
Here comes another 2-2 pitch. And he just got a piece again. Good battle going on here from Brown and Somerville in the 7th. Two-two pitch once again. And ooh, called low. And
I thought he was coming up to call it to you, but he's just going to his clicker.
I'm not so sure that Somerville didn't think that was strike 3, Rob. Nonetheless, full count now to Somerville. Big pitch in this game. If he can get on, it would load him up. The 3-2 pitch coming here in the 7th. And it is a little squibber that is going to drop in. It will score 1 run. Runner's going to go to second. It's a 5-3 game. And what a piece of hitting, Rob, from Somerville, who just stayed, fought. Yep, kept fighting, got the RBI. And it's 5-3 now. Catawba Valley with the tying run at second base. Runner second, third, 2 outs. And boy, Rob, what a battle. And you talked about him. You keep them alive, and a good team's going to take advantage of it, and we saw it there.
Yeah, absolutely. You look at this inning, and a couple walks, and you just give them opportunities, and they get the big base hit.
Here's Graham Dalton. A base hit could tie this game up here in the 7th. Runner second, third, a run in now in the 7th for the Red Hawks. First pitch fouled off. Can't allow any more if you're the Eddies right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
0-1 pitch coming to Dalton. Now a 5-3 Yetis lead, top of the 7th over Catawba Valley. Here's the 0-1, and it's in there for a strike, 0-2.
It's a big pitch here.
Here comes the 0-2 from Brown. And he got him. What a strike right down the middle to end the inning, but they do get a run across. We're talking about the Red Hawks of Catawba Valley, and after 6.5 innings, the Yetis lead the Red Hawks 5-3. And, hey, let's again, you see our great fans here at the ballpark, Yetis Athletic Park. Let's take a look at our remaining home Yetis broadcasting schedule. And we've got some big games coming up down the road, Rob, and that will start. Our next broadcast will be with you on Wednesday, April the 13th, as we will host Gaston Community College, the Rhinos, for a doubleheader. Rob, there's Florence Darlington coming in on April 24th for a doubleheader. That's a Sunday doubleheader. Gaston is back that following Wednesday. And then, Rob, we wrap up the home regular season schedule with Wake Tech, April 30th, 2 games, and then that final game on Sunday, May 1st. And every one of those games very crucial for the Yetis.
I tell you what, again, the final stretch run for the playoffs. Got to get those victories and win those kind of games if you want to look at postseason play.
No doubt about that. The fans having a great afternoon here at Yetis Athletic Park. And as we mentioned, our next broadcast will be 1 week from Wednesday, April the 13th, as the Yetis will host the Rhinos of Gaston Community College, for a big doubleheader. And, Rob, we saw the Red Hawks here this afternoon in Game 3. They get a run to cut it to 5-3. What's important for the Yetis here heading into this bottom of the 7th inning?
Again, if it presents itself to extend this lead, get an insurance run. Try to get an insurance run here. You're still a 2-run lead, feels pretty good, but if you can extend it, Do what you can, get those guys on, and we've seen the Yetis, I think, do a much better job in this game. When they've gotten the guy on base, they've been able to chase him around. If you get that guy on, continue with that kind of gameplay.
So Andrew Dye, Rob, will stay on the mound. He did give up 3 runs back in the 6th inning, the bottom of the 6th. And it'll be Tyler Casiato to lead off for the Yetis, followed by Darren Munoz and Robert Moya here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, the Yetis sent 9 guys to the plate back in the 6th, so found some success against Dalton.
Here is a shot from Casiato. Takes a bad hop. Oh, my word. It almost got the shortstop as it went high, and just one of those plays, Rob, he did everything you can do to prepare for that ball, and it just took a bad hop.
Yeah, it took a bad hop on him, ate him up.
So Casiato on the opening pitch is at first. And that will bring up Darren Munoz. And a chance here, Rob, you can have another big inning. Certainly you could open things up. And we saw what happened in the 6th when they got a runner on early. It turned in, as you mentioned, to an inning where 9 batters came to the plate.
And again, we talk about you've got a guy out there, again, extend the lead, chase him around, get him in now.
First pitch to Munoz is fouled off. 5-3, Yetis lead, bottom of the 7th. Live here on YouTube this afternoon. Tim Foster and Rob Root, there you see our score. Got our whole crew with us doing a tremendous job, and can't say enough about the guys we work with, the preparation that's involved to bring you these series. Here's a shot from Munoz. Going to be caught by the right fielder. Nice play in right, and 1 out as Casiato will head back to first, and that will bring up Robert Moya. I know Moya, Rob, was hit his last at bat on his elbow. There they are in the truck. There's Justin Roper, Danny Morton. You saw a good shot of them in our production truck. We invite you to come check out the broadcasting curriculum at Cleveland Community College and classes, our wonderful studio, our production truck. Rob, we're excited to get back out this fall for high school football. It's been tough with COVID over the last couple of years.
That's right.
And the Moya fouls first pitch off.
Yeah, like I said, talking about anniversaries of C19, big anniversary coming up of Armchair Quarterback.
Armchair Quarterback, this August will hit 20 years. Hard to believe. Let's think about the players, Rob, and the games, the championships that we've covered. It's really remarkable. Here's the 0-1 to Moya. Swing and a miss. Good to see Moya, Rob, after he got hit. He seemed to be okay fairly quickly after that.
Yeah, you get that stinger from that initial contact. It just takes a little bit to work that back out. So,
but he's in the hole 0-2 with a runner at first here in the 7th. And Moya pops it up. It's drifting. And it's gone!
Wow!
I don't know how in the world that got out of the park, but it just kept drifting and drifting. The right fielder dove over the fence and could not get to it, and it's a 2-run shot. And the power has come, and Moya, Rob's 7th homer of the year. We have seen power in the 6th and 7th.
Tim, I didn't think there was any way that ball was getting out of here. It just kept drifting and drifting.
Unbelievable.
Just an amazing job.
He's going to get the hammer, and lay it down. And I guess his elbow's okay, I would say.
I think so.
He's laying the hammer down over near the dugout. 7-3 lead on the 2-run shot. We saw Huber with the 3-run shot. But, Rob, I haven't seen one quite like that. That looked like a routine pop fly.
It just, it just kind of kept sailing along out there. It was hit high and it was hit deep.
Kyrus Dawson at the plate. First pitch high. Juan Marino, Rob, actually dove or jumped. I thought he had a shot to keep it in, but he just could not do it. 7-3 lead for the Yetis. Next pitch is low. It's 2-0 now to Dawson. And, Rob, we talked about the power. We knew this team we've seen it at times this year, and we have seen it here late in this ball game. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Actually lost sight of that ball initially, Rob, after Moya hit it, and then we just saw it drifting, and I thought, well, maybe it's going to head foul, and it's over the fence. Here's the 2-1. It's in there 2-2 now to Dawson. 1 out. 7-3 Yetis lead now, bottom of the 7th. Fouled off, 2-2. Mike Huber's on deck, Rob. He had a pretty good last at bat.
Yeah, not too shabby when he went to left field with one. So.
Two-two pitch, and good job there by Dawson to stay alive. Andrew Dice, 2-2 pitch coming to Kyrus Dawson. And it's going to be called strike 3, and he goes down, 2 down now here in the 7th inning. And that'll bring up Mike Huber, and Huber robbed the 3-run shot that really changed this game.
Absolutely.
His last at bat. This time he's on with nobody on, 2 outs. Andrew Dye, who's given up 5 runs since coming in. One-0, first pitch low. Next pitch to Huber outside, 2-0 now. Chris DiVerino on deck if Huber can get on. Next pitch is low, it's 3-0. And here comes the 3-0 pitch. Ooh, they call that a strike.
Yeah, Huber was ready to hit on down
to
first.
3-1 now. Three-one pitch, and that one's inside, and he will walk. So Hoover's on base again, and I bring Chris DiVerino with 1 on, 2 outs. And Rob, we're going to have a infield discussion here. I wonder if we're going to have a pitching change possibly. Yeah, that's it. Andrew Dye.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break, guys, in the truck. We'll take a break as we've got a pitching change. 7-3 lead. You're watching CCC Yeti Baseball on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV.
Hi, I'm Nikki Bliss Carroll, your host for Cleveland Connections, the show that explores what's happening at Cleveland Community College. Join us as we sit down with members of faculty and staff to discuss programs of study, upcoming events, and other exciting campus news. We'll have a new show for you each month on C19 TV, or you can stream us online at c19.tv. Tune in and connect with Cleveland Community College on Cleveland Connections.
Do you like to work with your hands, build, make something work, show, I've done this? Turn your interest into a career. Construction trades at Cleveland Community College can give you the skills you need. Well-trained electricians are in high demand. CCC delivers hands-on training both in and outside the classroom. CCC makes it simple for students to get ahead, whether they want single courses, certificates, diplomas, or associate degrees. Now the question is, are you ready to start your journey today?
Welcome back to Yeti's Athletic Park. We've got a pitching change for the Red Hawks of Catawba Valley Community College. As you see, the Yetis a 7-3 lead in the bottom of the 7th. Rob Aiken-Minton will be the third pitcher of the game for Catawba Valley. He comes in 2 outs, a runner at first, but the big story, Rob, the power of the Yetis. 3-run shot in the 6th inning, 2-run shot in this inning. They've taken control.
Yeah, 5 runs total coming off of those 2 home runs, and has really, staked this 4-run lead here for the Yetis, and now a chance maybe to even extend that even more.
It's game 3 of this 3-game set. Tim Foster and Rob Roop with you on a gorgeous Sunday afternoon here at Cleveland Community College, and great to have you along live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV. Chris DiVerino is going to be at the plate with 1 on, as we mentioned, and 2 outs. And And as we head to the new pitcher, Minton, on the mound. Here's the first pitch to DiVerino, and it's in there for a strike. Rob, Andrew Dye, a tough couple of innings for Catawba Valley.
Yeah, you take a look. The 6th and 7th innings really got out of hand for him.
Here's the 0-1 now to DiVerino. And it's inside 1-1. Yetis trying to get their first win of the season over Catawba Valley. Lost 3 up in Hickory early in the season, and, of course, 2 yesterday afternoon in games 1 and 2 of this series. And DiVerino fouls it all. One, 2 now. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Minton. Third pitcher of the game this afternoon for Catawba Valley. And there's a ground ball base hit right up the middle. Pitcher had to be careful on that one as runner Huber gets back to second. And, Rob, that was a hard hit ball into center.
Yeah, great shot right back where it came from.
Here's Janelle Baroa coming to the plate with runners first and second. And 2 outs for Rob, as you mentioned, this could turn in a couple more hits to a really big inning and a big lead.
Yeah, we talked coming into this inning how important it was going to be to extend that lead. The Yetis have done that with the home run. Now you got a chance to really add on here.
So here's Chanel Berea. Minton looking over at second. First pitch is fouled off. Yetis now, Rob, 7 hits in this game.
I tell you, we're really seeing them the last few innings getting some really good hacks at the baseball up there.
They've got 7 runs on 7 hits, but they've been some big ones. Here comes Minton's 0-1 pitch. There's a grounder to third. Jimenez throws it and ends the inning. 7 innings in the books, but another big 7th. A 2-run shot from Robert Moya, and after 7, the Yetis lead the Redhawks 7-3. You're watching Yeti Men's Baseball on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV.
I encourage my patients to get vaccinated against COVID-19. Vaccinations protect you from this serious disease. If you're trying to become pregnant now or plan to try in the future, you can get COVID-19 vaccines. Learn more at cdc.gov.
Back live at Yetis Athletic Park, and we head to the top of the 8th. Yetis lead the Redhawks of Catawba Valley Community College 7-3. Hey, let's take a look at our C19 broadcast lineup. Shows that you can check out every day. Armchair Quarterback, that'll start back in August. Artworks, Cleveland Connections with Nikki Bliss Carroll, Cleveland County Kitchen, Community Spotlight, Dare to Soar, Face the Music for Your Health with Jennifer Harold. For your information, Meet Me at the Movies. Noel T. Manning, the host of that fine show. Political Smackdown, School Matters, Talk of the Town, Woman to Woman, and Yeti Tracks. C19 TV celebrating 40 years. And Rob, Meet Me at the Movies. They were talking about the Oscars. Anything happened at the Oscars?
Well, Tim, I tell you what, if they got me and you back on camera.
Coda was good. Coda.
That's right.
Good movie.
Maybe we could show an example about what happened there. Maybe we could get some views here on C19 if you want to smack me or I'll smack you or however we want to handle this thing. Or
No, I don't think we'll do that.
We'll pass on that.
I think we have a little bit more common sense than that. Well, we head to the top of the 8th inning. Again, big thanks to our whole crew this afternoon. Again, of course, big thanks to Greg Tillman, Justin Roper, Danny Morton, Randy Evans. Behind the cameras this afternoon, Ben Swafford, and big thanks to my good friend Rob Roop.
Let me try this. Tim Foster, keep Greg Tillman's name out your mouth. See, it don't work as good for me as it does for Will Smith. So.
Yeah, he told me. He's actually told me that a few times.
I tried. So.
Yep. Well, we lead off the top half of the 8th inning, and Rob, we've got a new pitcher in for the Yetis, and we're gonna. That is number 32, and we'll get you that number here momentarily. Our apologies there, but that's Mateus Marchesini, and Marchesini is the I believe third pitcher of the day.
Yes, third pitcher of the day for the Yetis.
And of course it's Jackie Jimenez at the plate, but the Yetis Rob 4-run lead in control right now.
Yeah, absolutely. But we know again, starting with Jimenez, how dangerous this lineup can become.
Yeah, that pitch low.
He's a guy that can get it started. Down to their last 6 outs are the Red Hawks.
Yes. Mateus Marchesini is the Asheville, North Carolina native. And it is I think a 3-1 count now to Jimenez.
Yes.
And Jimenez hits a shot into center, but it will be a nice play by the center fielder. And the Yetis quickly get out number 1 here in the top half of the 8th inning.
Anytime you keep that young man off the bases, that's a good job of pitching.
Yeah, the last 2 at-bats, they have been able to do that.
Yeah.
Here's Jack Stevens, Rob, and I know Stevens got that RBI his last at-bat.
Yeah, had that big double.
Ball that just stayed right in fair territory down the right field line. Marchesini's first pitch to Stevens is in there.
Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter on deck for the Red Hawks.
There's a base hit out into the gap. Let's see if he tries to go for 2. So Stevens back-to-back hits on his last 2 plate appearances. He's held to a single. So 1 on and 2 outs, and that pinch hitter, Rob, is going to be Jose Vargas from the Dominican Republic, Harrisburg, North Carolina. Played his high school ball at Hickory Ridge. He's a 5'10 sophomore, and the left-handed batter comes up with 1 on and 1 out.
Yeah, Vargas saw some time yesterday for the Red Hawks.
First pitch to Vargas is outside. 7-3 Yetis lead, top of the 8th. Game 3 of this 3-game set. Yetis trying to get back on the winning track after being on the losing end of game 1 and 2 yesterday. Next pitch is in there, 1-1 to Vargas. Juan Marino on deck. And the pitch is swung on, but the ball gets away. It's a 1-2 count, but the runner, Rob, who is Stevens, makes it down to second in scoring position.
Yeah, now in scoring position with only 1 out.
Marchesini steps off the rubber and coming back on. Good shot of Mateus Marchesini for the Yetis. There's Mateus' 1-2 pitch. And a shot went right off the pitcher. There's a play at first. He got him just in time, and I hope that Marchesini, Rob, I should say, is going to be okay because that shot, luckily, I think it did hit off glove. I thought maybe initially it might have got his wrist there.
Yeah, I think it did get into the glove. Nearly made the play on it, but good job there by the second baseman. I believe that's Casiado out there at second to come up and make the throw to first.
So 2 out. Runner stayed at second, and that will bring up Juan Marino, the right fielder, with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. And here's Marchesini's pitch. Here's a little ground ball to third. Hoover's got it. Should be an easy play. And it is 7.5 innings. in the book, and the Yetis will hang on after 7.5 to that 7-3 lead over Catawba Valley Community College. We want to remind you about Cleveland Community College's continuing education department. We offer a variety of training opportunities, careers such as barbering, aesthetics, the Culinary Academy, heavy equipment operation, truck driver training, CDL, also auto inspection certification, recertification, the Notary Public, and welding. And all you need to do to check those out or call Continuing Education at 704-669-4015. You think about everything happening on the campus, the Advanced Manufacturing Building. Rob is scheduled to be ready this summer, right behind us here. And as you see, our score 7-3. A lot of growth going on this campus, Rob Root.
I tell you, Tim, the thing that you like about CCC, that wherever you are in your stage of life, there is something for you here at the college.
Yeah.
That is what is absolutely incredible. So whatever maybe you think, maybe you want to take up something new, maybe you're looking for a new profession, or for our high school kids trying to make that college decision, CCC is the right answer. Come over and check it out, and so many opportunities.
Well, you see the Yetis bullpen, and the Yetis are happy right now. 7-3 lead going into the bottom of the 8th. Rob, if they can hang on, there's a good shot of Randy Evans, our camera operator. There's Randy. He's wearing his Carolina. Can you believe that?
Watch out.
Our Duke fans, our stream is just completely dropped off. Any Duke fans are gone now, Rob.
That's it. They just left.
The Yetis, Rob, though, a chance to get back to 18-16 with a win here, and more importantly, 11-11 in region play. And these region games are huge right now.
They are, absolutely. That's one thing you talk about. You can win whatever level of play you're playing, your region games, your conference games. Those are the ones you want to have. Those are the victories you need if you're looking at postseason play.
No doubt about that. Andrew Dye stays on the mound as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. And Mason Dugas will lead off here for the Yetis in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Yetis just 3 outs away. But, hey, you'd love to have a little insurance here.
And I'm going to tell you what, Mason Dugas has been up to bat 3 times in this game. He's been on base 3 times. Reached via an error back in the 3rd, had a base hit in the 5th, and then walked in the 6th. A couple stolen bases for Dugas today, too.
First pitch is high. I mentioned that Yeti dugout over there, Rob. They've been fired up ever since really about the 5th inning.
Yeah, love the energy.
1-0 pitch coming to Dugas from Andrew Dye, who came in the 6th inning. Next pitch in there for a strike. We will be back at Yetis Athletic Park Wednesday, April 13th, in the next home game and our next broadcast right here on YouTube and C19 TV. Next pitch gets away. And, Rob, that will be a big series.
It's going to be exciting.
Gaston Community College will be in town for a doubleheader that afternoon. Yetis, we mentioned their next 4 games at Gaston, at Sims Field Wednesday afternoon, and then they've got a 3-game set, 2 at Southwest Virginia Saturday and 1 on Sunday. And, Rob, those are some big region games coming up. Next pitch is low to Dugas.
And we're going to find out, Tim, the long-asked question, what happens when a Rhino and a Yeti gets in a fight? We're going to find out coming up soon, so I'm very excited to see that result.
It's going to be a battle, I think. There's a good shot of Andrew Dye. Next pitch to Dugas is in the dirt, and he walks, and he's been on base all day.
Can't get him out, Tim. Cannot get him out today.
He has been on base all afternoon, and here's Kel Sneathen, the leadoff batter, as Dugas gets on to start off the bottom of the 8th.
Kel Sneathen, another guy that started off well, had a hit in the 1st and walked in the 3rd. Last couple times up, struck out in the 5th, flew out to center field in the 6th.
So Sneathen at the plate. Yetis 7-3 lead. And first pitch is outside. Tyler Casiato is on deck. Next pitch is outside, and it's 2-0 now to Sneathen, Rutherfordton, North Carolina native. Rob, RS and Easton, that newer conference right now, goes back towards the Polk County area.
Yep, sure are.
Next pitch is how I get all these new conferences that started this past fall. It's confusing.
And how about this, Tim? We're looking at what the state's planning on doing. We're about a year away from they're wanting to realign again. So
I know. What are we into realignment every 2 years now?
It's going to be interesting to see what they decide there. There is some talk of possibly some realignment, maybe going to a 5A situation for North Carolina.
That may not be a bad idea. Next pitch in there. You see our score, it's 7-3. Bottom of the 8th, the Eddies in control here in Game 3 of this series with Catawba Valley Community College. Here's Dye's pitch to Sneathen. And that's high again and back-to-back walks, and not the way you wanted to start out this bottom of the 8th inning. Rob, walks have been detrimental to Catawba Valley this afternoon. Here's Tyler Casiato, the second baseman, with 2 on, nobody out.
Yeah, had a base hit back in the 7th. So
7-3 Yetis lead, and they're looking to add to that. As runners first and second, nobody out. Casiato looking to bunt. And first pitch is in there for a strike.
we got a new first baseman over there, number 2 for Catawba Valley.
Yeah, I think they moved Juan Marino. Rob was in right field. I think they moved him to first. What if they did a straight switch there? There is the bunt. They're going to go to third, and
got him.
He got him. Good job that time. Hit just a little too hard. Died. Rob got right on that ball, the throw there, and that's one way you can get that runner at third, Rob. Just wasn't able to get it down soft enough, and it got to the pitcher really quickly.
Yeah, got to the pitcher quick, and really a good job by the pitcher. Didn't hesitate to go to third base with the ball.
So runners still first and second, but now 1 out, and here's Darren Munoz at the plate. And here's Dyke's first pitch. And Munoz fouls it off his right foot, and he's in some pain.
Yeah, that's no fun.
Trying to walk it off here, right in front of us. Munoz seems to be okay. We've seen elbows, Rob's feet, backs. It's all part of this sport sometimes.
Yeah, that baseball has a knack of finding the worst spots.
0-1, and it's in the dirt. Gets stopped by Rhodes. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Runners were going, and it's fouled right field side. A 1-2 count now.
Here's the wind picking up just a little bit on our mics.
Yep. Beautiful day. Temperatures around 70 degrees as Munoz steps back in. And here comes the 1-2 pitch from Andrew Dye. One thing as Munoz steps up, one thing you love about coming to Yeti's Athletic Park, Rob, you see a lot of folks bringing their pets out too.
That's
That's what
right.
a lot of their dogs out. Big and small, which is always great to see. Next pitch to Munoz, just fouled it off. And he has fought off a couple of good ones, Rob. Is to stay alive here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Rob, what about that Patrick and Henry series that the Yetis had? 6 games they played this year. Patrick and Henry won 5 out of 6. 5 of those 6 games ended in one-run decisions.
Absolutely.
It's pretty remarkable. It shows you how close. And Patrick and Henry's had a great season
They
again.
have.
They've been
Yeah.
nationally ranked. But those, we saw the 3 of those right here.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-2, and there's a shot. It's going to be into right field. Let's see if the runner's going to come home. Runner is making his way home. No, he's going to. Now we've got a run down between second and third, and the runner's going to come home, and he will score. That'll be Sneathen. They did tag the runner at second. It was Casiato, but it's an 8-3 game. And Rob, tell us what happened. I think you had a better view of that over there because between second and third, runner probably should have stayed at second, right, on that play?
Yeah, should have stayed at second whenever he come around the bag and realized that Sneathen was not coming home and found himself out in the middle of no man's land. Good job there by the Redhawks to run it back at him. And I think great base awareness by Sneathen, knowing he had a chance to get home once that throw was made back to second.
8-3 game. Here's Robert Moya with a runner at first and 2 outs now.
And my thing there, Tim, that's a big run because now you can't tie it up with one swing of the bat with the bases loaded.
Very good point, Rob. Moya will hit that 2-run home run over the right field wall, his last at bat. And with a runner at first, he's got a chance to do some more damage here in the bottom of the 8th. Moya's going to foul it off. Let's see if this stays in. And it does, right near the wall. 8 innings in the books. The Yetis had another run. They're 3 outs away after 8. The Yetis lead the Redhawks 8-3. You're watching CCC Yeti Baseball on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV.
Arsenic, cadmium, fluorine, formaldehyde, rubidium, lithium.
Do yourself a favor and don't image search for exploding e-cigarettes.
What you don't know about e-cigarettes can hurt you.
Are you ready to take all this in?
Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Well, an absolutely gorgeous afternoon on the campus of Cleveland Community College. We'll welcome you back in as the Yetis are 3 outs away. As we head to the top of the 9th, you see the score. The Yetis lead Catawba Valley Community College, the Redhawks 8-3. Tim Falster and Rob Roop. And Rob, the Burns High product from Pokeville, North Carolina, Avery Bridges is going to come in and try to wrap this thing up and give the Yetis their 18th win of the season, 5-run lead going here to the 9th.
Yeah, again, I think that run the Yetis picked up last half inning was so big. Again, it's going to take more than one swing of the bat here to tie this thing up, even with the bases loaded. So I think if your Bridges go out there, pitch relaxed. Again, try to work ahead in the count. Don't be afraid to pitch to contact. I think it's the big thing.
Rob, how big was the start? We talked about yesterday. The start really hurt the Yetis. It seemed to affect them all afternoon. Different mindset, better start. How much was the difference in them getting this lead and being in this position here and going into the 9th inning?
I think it was so important to start this game and, again, to force Catawba Valley to play from behind in this game. First time we saw the Yetis get a lead in this series.
And we talked about, Rob, how well they had played at home. And obviously, other than game one where they got behind early 5-0, kind of fought their way back. Again, this has been a team in year one in this new Yetis Athletic Park that has been very competitive all season long.
Yeah, absolutely. And, again, if you're going to be a successful team, beat the teams you're supposed to beat and play well at home. That's always big.
You see our fans here today enjoying the action. It's so great to have a great crowd, and we invite you to come out. Our next home game, as we mentioned, will be Wednesday, April 13th, when Gaston Community College. That's going to be a great doubleheader.
Get out here for those games against Gaston.
Should be a good doubleheader coming up on April 13th. Well, we head to the top of the ninth, as we mentioned. Avery Bridges on the mound, and Lane Rhodes, catcher for Catawba Valley, will lead off. 3 outs away, and the Eddies are going to get back to 500 in Region 10 West play as we start ninth inning play. Bridges, Rob, had a great career at Burns High.
He sure did, absolutely. Yeah, great local product.
First pitch is going to be a little bit high to Rhodes. Yetis 8 runs, 8 hits, couple of errors, and Catawba Valley 3 runs, 4 hits, and an error in the game. Bridges pitch is high. One thing, Rob, you just want those strikes at this point. You got a 5-run lead.
Yeah, taking a look at Rhodes, flew out to right field in the second, struck out in the 5th, did walk in the 7th, came around to score.
Here's the 2-0, and it's in there right down the middle. 2-1 count now to Lane Rhodes. The 2-1 pitch is fouled off 2-2 now.
And I tell you, Tim, we talk about reaching postseason play for the Yetis. To me, that's going to improve your recruiting as a program.
Oh, no
too.
doubt.
When you start showing, hey, look, we can reach the postseason, that's going to be big for recruiting.
And, hey, go back and check out our archive of games, our home games as well, and then check out this atmosphere that is Yeti Athletic Park. Next pitch, 2-2 high, now full count to Rhodes.
Tim, that's one thing, you've talked about. There's not many teams in the region that have their own home facilities for baseball on their campus.
Very few. It's a small number. I think maybe only 2 or 3 out of all the region teams, 10 teams that cover 3 states, Rob. And 3-2 inside, and that's one way to get some life, Rob, is to get a runner on, and Rhodes is on. Rhodes has had a solid game, and that, Rob, is going to bring up Kyle Rayner.
Yeah, Rayner walked last time up back in the 7th.
Rayner 6 foot, 170-pound sophomore. First pitch in there for a strike. Avery Bridges trying to wrap this one up for the Yetis this afternoon. That one almost hit him inside, 1-1. Tell you, Rob, you're talking about a lot of local talent. There are a lot of kids, that, and we'll talk more about this point right after this pitch. Next pitch is outside, and now 2-1. A lot of kids in the Cleveland, Rutherford, Gaston, Lincoln County area. Some will play at university levels, but a lot of them are going to be playing for these squads in the years coming. They're good baseball players.
Absolutely. Yeah, some of those kids are going to use this as a jumping-off point for a next-level kind of play.
Rayner with a shot into right, and it should be an easy play for Dawson, and it is. So 1 down. Runner will head back to first. And the Red Hawks are down to their final 2 outs here in Game 3 this afternoon. And here's Masashi Takagama, Rob, who's the right fielder who came in a couple of innings ago.
Yeah, back in the 7th, came in, did strike out.
Takagami, Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic native. Trying to keep the Red Hawks alive. First pitch is high. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Bridges. It's in there, 1-1. And Rob, at this point, 5-run lead, just go at the batter. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't concern yourself with the guy at first. Focus on who's at the plate.
Swing and a miss, good pitch. Takayama is in a 1-2 hole now. Somerville on deck. The 1-2 pitch, and my word, it hit Takagami on the helmet. He seems to be okay. And Rob, that's one thing with a 1-2 pitch. You hate to see that get the runner on, and now
it brings a dangerous batter to the plate in Somerville too.
And you're up 5, Rob, but a big hit here. And then you start feeling a little bit of pressure. Somerville can get on.
Yeah,
You've
absolutely.
got the 8-3 lead, but a couple of walks. Runners first and second. Zach Somerville now, the left-handed batter at the plate. Bridges pitch. Bridges, Rob, been throwing a couple of inside pitches that have just not been there here in this inning so far.
Again, don't be afraid to pitch to contact.
Ball gets away. Runners are going to advance to second and third. Now 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out, and now we're going to have a discussion. And Rob, I think this is a good move. Again, you made the point. Pitching a little bit like this is a 1-run game. In some ways, you're maybe thinking about it a little too much, but I'm like you. I think you're looking for contact. Obviously, you're not going to throw your worst pitch and try to do that, but some of the pitches have been a little bit out of the zone, and certainly a hit here. And as you see that infield discussion, a couple more hits, and Catawba Valley could be right back in this ball game.
Yeah, again, you're in a dangerous part of this lineup now with Somerville, Dalton, Jimenez, those guys. So, again, got to focus on this batter.
Yeah, and I think that infield discussion, which is over, was good for Avery Bridges. So runners now second and third, 1 out. Somerville at the plate. Next pitch in there, just a good, solid pitch from Bridges. Here comes the pitch from Bridges. Just fouled it off. Catawba Valley looking to get back in this game late. They're down to their last 2 outs. And an 8-3 Yetis lead. There's a good shot of Avery Bridges. Here comes his next pitch. And it's inside, and I believe we got a full count now, Rob. And if Somerville can get on, you're talking about loading them up.
Again, count.
Yeah.
But again, that's why I go back to how big that 1 run was.
One swing of the bat, as you mentioned, would not get them right back in it. And it's high, and another walk. A third in this inning, and the bases are loaded with 1 out. So Catawba Valley is down 5, but they are trying to find new life here in this inning. And Rob, I wonder if we're not going to see a pitching change. Here comes Tyler Dawson. Bridges has struggled with his control here in the 9th.
Yep, he's taking the baseball.
And he's out. We're going to take a break here, guys. A new pitcher will be in for the Yetis. They're trying to close this one out. 8-3, top of the 9th. You're watching CCC Yeti Baseball on YouTube. And the Raw broadcast, on C19 TV. We'll be back right after this.
I encourage my patients to get vaccinated against COVID-19. Vaccinations protect you from this serious disease. If you're trying to become pregnant now or plan to try in the future, you can get COVID-19 vaccines. Learn more at cdc.gov.
Well, we bring you back to Yetis Athletic Park. 8-3, Yetis lead, but the bases are loaded for Catawba Valley as they're playing a little outfield, Rob. That's not we've gone to. This first time I've heard 1980s music being played here today.
That's right. I love it. Absolutely love it.
That was a good song. Yeah, that's played in all sports venues around the country. Connor Sampers, Rob, as you see the new pitcher in, and the Yetis, Rob, as we saw, Avery Bridges, some control issues. Big stretch in this game as Catawba Valley looking to find a way to get back in this one here in the ninth.
Exactly right. So, and again, into this part of the lineup when we're looking at a Graham Dalton, Jimenez, Jack Stevens. So it's going to be important right now to just find this second out somewhere.
Here is Graham Dalton with the bases loaded coming to the plate with Connor Sampers. Sampers last time pitching was at Wednesday victory over Surrey County this past Wednesday.
And if
he got in.
If I'm Catawba Valley, this is exactly what I needed to have happen this half inning.
First pitch is in there. Jimenez on deck. And, Rob, as you said, the good news is even if he cranks one over the wall here, the Yetis still have the lead in this game.
All right.
One out, but you don't want that. You want to get out of this inning, get out of this game, get this W. Sampers' 0-1 pitch is high. 1-1.
Here's the thing, if he gets on, then we're looking at a whole new situation.
Yeah.
If you can't get the out here.
You do. You've certainly got the tying run that will come to the plate if he can get on. So 1-1 pitch from Sampers. There's a base hit. It's going to score a run. One run. Here comes another run in. And it is an 8-5 game, and Catawba Valley has life here in the top of the ninth. And, Rob, the tying run will come to the plate, and a very dangerous batter. We've talked about in Jackie Jimenez, the third baseman. And Rob walks.
Ooh.
The Yetis were cruising along. It was 8-3. It's
Yes,
8-5.
sir.
And what did got it? How did this start? Walks.
I take a look back at Lane Rhodes, walked. I see a guy get hit by a pitch in Tacoma. Then I see another walk in Somerville.
The ball gets away, and the Yetis still can't find the ball. Runner's going to try to come home, and he's going to be safe, and it's an 8-6 game. And, Rob, the Yetis are self-destructing here in the top of the ninth.
Tim, the wheels are falling off. You better find a way to get those wheels attached quickly back to this bus.
And now, Rob, there may be a little bit of a discussion with that ball that went up against the wall there. I don't guess there's any discussion that the runner should have been able to come around from second. Is that correct? I mean, obviously he couldn't find it. The ball did kind of go over there and over to the Yeti.
The only thing that would change it would have been had it got into the dugout over there, I think.
Yeah, and I don't think it ever made it that far. The bottom line is you had a runner come all the way from second to home off that pass ball.
Sure did.
So now Jimenez is the tying run with one out. Runner at third in an 8-6 game now.
And they're saying
man, we got a balk, and it's an 8-7. And just, again, as Rob said, the wheels are falling off. Good news, though, as Rob mentioned, it's a good thing the Yetis had this 5-run lead.
Had to get that run last half inning.
So, Rob, you still got the lead. Even though things have gone downhill for the Yetis, you still got a one-run lead.
Now you got to focus on this batter up there.
Jimenez thought he was hit, but
I give that kid credit. I really like this kid at the plate.
He was been watching the Oscars a little bit.
He was going to play the game, and he knew it. That's why he had the big grin on his face. He was going to give it a shot.
Well, the momentum has swung in this game. It's an 8-7 game. Next pitch is in there. It's a 2-2 count. Rob, can Sampers get the strikeout here?
Man, it's going to be huge, Tim.
It was an 8-3 game to start the ninth. It's now an 8-7 game. Top of the ninth, one out. And the next pitch inside, and it's a full count. Rob, if Jimenez gets on base, that means the tying run would be at first base.
Still just one out. That's the thing.
"3-2 is a rocket, and it's going to hit big against the wall. Jimenez will be at second, and the tying run, hard to believe, is at second base. still with one out in this game, Rob. In this ninth inning, I should say. And, Rob, what a nightmare it's been for the Eddies in this top of the ninth inning. The pitching has, when you were trying to close this out, has just been not there at all.
And looks like there's going to be a runner going out there for Jimenez.
Yeah, we got a bench runner.
And that's going to bring Stevens to the plate, Tim. And I'm looking at his numbers for Stevens. Reached in the fourth on error. Then he'd come up in the sixth, had the big double. Back in the eighth, he had a single. So this is a dangerous, dangerous player to have at the plate here. And, Tim, are we getting the
Yeah, we got a pitch change. Yeah, we're going to keep it here live on YouTube. What a ninth inning. The Yetis were cruising in this game. It was 8-3, and, Rob, you said it perfectly. You mentioned it. A walk, a hit batter, another walk, and then a base hit. And then, Rob, a pass ball that was not only a pass ball, but it was a pass ball that brought a runner, a Catawba Valley runner, from second base all the way home.
Base. That's the thing. You were so late recognizing where the baseball was. Again, that goes back to communication. You've got to talk to each other and let each other know where the ball's at.
And I believe, Rob, Boone Carty is going to be in, and we saw a couple of Yeti pitchers come in the ninth. They've not been able to do it. Bottom line with Carty, he has got to get this ship in order. He's got to get things in order, and an out here would be huge because the time run now is at second base.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about, trying to avoid that guy getting out there. Jimenez, who has just been a phenomenal guy at the plate, has the big double, gets that runner down scoring position, and still the key, just one out here in this inning.
So for the Yetis, they have got to find a way to settle down and try to close this game out. A couple of big home runs in the 6th and 7th innings, and they took control of this game. But Rob, Catawba Valley, which looked like a team, again, it started with the walk, really started changing the momentum, and the momentum has swung in this park as well.
It's changed completely in this game.
What a game we're seeing in Game 3 here in Region 10 action. Tim Foster, Rob Roof with you. Boone Carty, the Kings Mountain, North Carolina native, will be on the mound. And let's remind you, one out, runner at second. That's the tying run. Yetis 8-7 lead, 4 across already for Catawba Valley here in the top of the ninth.
And again, a big-time hitter at the plate.
Jack Stevens.
Jack Stevens.
Stevens, the left fielder, a base hit would tie this up. We've got a pinch runner at second. And Carty comes in. First pitch is low. Ball gets away. And, Rob, that's been the biggest issue. Every Yeti pitcher has had control issues in this ninth inning.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, for whatever reason. And we talked about it, Tim. It was going to be just important to get out there and throw strikes, even if they put the ball in play.
Yeah, it just seemed like the Yetis were trying to maybe do a little too much, maybe thought they had this one in the bag. Next pitch is high. 2-0. And, Rob, let's be honest, when you haven't found the strike zone, sometimes those 50-50 pitches, you don't always get that call.
That's exactly right. Got to show that umpire you can be consistent.
The 2-0 to Stevens. Swing and a miss. It's 2-1. Boy, do the Yetis just need an out here.
And I tell you, I think Stevens kind of bailed Carty out there. May have swung at ball 3.
Jose Vargas on deck. 1 out, 8-7 Yetis lead, top of the ninth. 2-1 is fouled off, third base side, and Yetis, boy, do they need a strikeout here, Rob.
Big pitch here for Carty. Big pitch.
8 hits now in this game, or 6 hits, for now Catawba Valley. They've got it within 8-7. Big 2-2 pitch coming to Stevens. Ground ball to third. Huber throws it to first, and he'll get him a big out. What a play at third base, Rob. That is not as easy as it looked. And Huber gets out number 2, and the Yetis are 1 out away. But Catawba Valley is 1 base runner away, who's at second base from tying this up.
That's right.
It's down to Jose Vargas. Rob, a base is open. That's one thing we know. You don't want to walk him, but that base is
That's
open.
it. I mean, it's, there's no reason to lay something up there for him right now.
2 out, 8-7 Yetis lead. Vargas, the left-handed batter, at the plate. First pitch is in there.
Nice pitch.
Great pitch from Boone Carty, the local product, trying to close it out for the Yetis and win Game 3 of this series.
What a game this has turned into, Tim.
No doubt about it. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This one is popped, third base side foul, and the Red Hawks down to their last strike this afternoon. They have put 4 on the board, though, in this inning. The Yetis were cruising to what looked like an easy victory. Not been the case. Here comes the 0-2 from Boone Carty. Outside, 1-2. Tried to get him to go for that one, Rob. Didn't happen. Vargas, the Harrisburg, North Carolina native. Here's the 1-2 pitch. He got him on the strikeout, and it's over. What a comeback from Catawba Valley Community College, but kudos to Boone Carty and the Yetis, Rob. They hold on, and what a ninth inning it was, and it certainly was a nail-biter here as the Yetis win at 8-7 this afternoon.
It was a great game between two outstanding baseball programs, two teams that squarely have postseason in their sights, and we've seen a great 3-game series. It's a shame the Yetis couldn't get 2 of the 3, but what a great comeback to get this victory here in Game 3.
What a game it was, and again, we've seen the Yetis play a lot of one-run games. They've been on the losing side of some, the winning side of some. Rob, a big story, 18-16 now on the season for the Yetis, and 11-11 in Region 10 West play.
Exactly right, and again, I'm thinking, that Region 10 playoffs. That's where my goal is at right now. Keep winning games and taking care of business here at home.
Rob Roop, thank you so much. Big thanks to Greg Tillman, Danny Morton, Justin Roper, Randy Evans, Ben Swafford, all in the truck. We'll be back with you Wednesday, April 13th, our next broadcast. We wish the Yetis the best of luck and our Yeti Girls softball the best of luck in the weeks ahead. And we thank you for being a part of this production and watching our broadcast live on YouTube and, of course, a rebroadcast on C19 TV. We'll see you in a few weeks, everybody.